What's up? This is Thomas Davis, man, and you are watching the Black Cat Panther podcast. Make sure y'all tune in all season long. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you know I'm a beast. You know I'm a beast. Welcome to the feast. My whole team off the leash. We don't know defeat. Everybody eat. Hey, you know I'm a beast. You know I'm a beast. Welcome to the feast. My whole team off the leash. We don't know defeat. Everybody eat. Hey, you know I'm a beast.
Can I run up the score, run up the board, breaking the mold? Hey, hey, walking the door. You know what happened? We step on the floor. Hey, hey, coming from on. You don't want partners, you already know it. Hey, hey, come on my to it. You already know I'm finna go do it. Hey, yeah, I'm locked in and I feel like Mark 10. Hey, walking to a room, chest up with my chin. Hey, already finished for this joint, even begin. Hey, win is what I am. I cannot ever pretend. No way. Yeah, never pretend. Hey, back in the lab again. You when not touching the friends. Hey, you when not touching the kin. Hey, putting the points on the board. I'm killing the boys. You know what it is. Hey, switching the moves. No number two. I came in to win. They said I'm tapped in with the action. Either got the master on the master. I can never move passive. I'm active. I can make them go ghost on this cast. But wanna know who running it? Just ask us. On the track, I'm gunning it. I'm blasting this, that gas, and diesel, shack and dog.
You know I'm a beast. You know I'm a beast. Welcome to the feast. My whole team off the leash. We don't know defeat. Everybody eat. Hey, you know I'm a beast. You know I'm a beast. Welcome to the feast. My whole team off the leash. We don't know defeat. Everybody eat. Hey, you know I'm a beast.
Hold up. Pay attention.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on? What's going on? Y'all already know what time it is. Fresh off of FanFest, we in the building. And if you haven't already, please do us the very much so illustrious favor of coming on in, commenting, liking, subscribing to the video. Y'all already see what time it is. We got a lot to talk about today. It's a new day in Carolina. And like I said, this is the FanFest recap. So without further ado, let's get into it as we do. Kendall the GOAT, how you living?
What's going on, man? Another FanFest in the book. This week right here. Another FanFest in the book. I'm sorry about that. This week right here, preseason game. Football has really gotten started. And week after week, as we get into it, we will be what? How many days is the countdown to week one? On the 8th, or the 7th, or the 8th of September? What you looking at? Maybe 30 days, something like that?
Yeah. More or less, give or less somewhere.
Yeah, more or less 30 days, y'all, and they really will be thumping. I think we're gonna hear from Dave Canales, talking to little Jimmy Horn, and then Adam Thielen.
Yeah.
So and then I guess the guys are gonna come in that actually saw or put eyes on, and they'll tell you what they seen. Now keep in mind when we're breaking this down, things that I'm gonna say, because basically you couldn't rush Bryce Young at full speed. You know, you wasn't hitting them. A lot of guys probably wasn't taking guys to the ground. You know what I'm saying? So you probably seen, what would you say, Q? Maybe 75, 65%, because it was basically a glorified scrimmage. So 75, 65%, I would say, effort. So y'all take that with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? So when because I know the things y'all are saying, because some of my comments are going to be, well, it was just a scrimmage, or they wasn't going full speed, this, that, the third. So you keep in mind of that, y'all, when I say stuff like that, because that's real shit. See, some people get, oh man, he threw a 50, 70 yard strike, but he wasn't getting rushed, or the receiver knew nobody wasn't going to light his ass up over the top. You know what I mean, Q? So keep that in mind, y'all, because we only gonna give you. We're not gonna sugarcoat shit over here. Y'all know that. Y'all know that.
Well, so, you gotta also, because people gonna say, well, you were able to see this offense come out and do this, and the defense really stood up. Now, be mindful. This is what I don't like about it. The defense put clamps on the offense. in a lot of the videos that were shown, the defense stood up. They stopped the run game. Now be mindful, in a glorified scrimmage where you can't go full-fledged, the defense was tight-knit. So with that being said, if you can go full-fledged, full force, how different would this look?
And to be 100% fair, I don't know. I can't. Does the offense take control going full out, or does the defense really put them in clamps? That's why I said what I said about the timing, about the 30 more days, and then you get into the real football, because you can't gauge a lot of things, Q, in preseason. You get some people start in preseason, in OTA practices. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you tell them, hey man, calm down. Well, you're the team and all that. You can't really gauge this thing, y'all. Just, you know what I'm saying, 100%. It's exciting, new pieces and people and things like that, and implementing offensive schemes and defensive schemes. But still, it's a glorified practice. It's preseason. You can tell a lot with these. That's why the NFL started to implement these joint practices before you have your opponent on, that Sunday or that Thursday preseason or whatever. I don't know if we're gonna play the Browns, the Texans, or I think they did say they were going to go out there to Houston, and practice with the Texans for a little while. But we'll see, because you can tell a little bit more in that than you can a preseason game where for 3 quarters a guy who may not be on the roster is playing. Well, I just put it like that.
Shout out to Flame for Jesus for that super chat. He said, I hope everybody have a blessed week. We appreciate you there, brother. And then we got Red Swarm say, yo, happy Monday, good brothers. Preseason games this week. I'm so excited. We right there with you, cuz it's back to football, man. We back at it. I love this atmosphere. What's up with your Neil Shadow War? Hey, man.
I see you, Neo. What's going on, buddy?
True Lifetime, Earl Locklear, Raleigh Woods, see my cuz, what's going on? Anthony Brown, brother, what's happening? The real Sunchild, hey, I see you, my boy. What's going on with you? And Justin Long, he already in the building, man. He said preseason don't mean shit to him. Well, I'm gonna tell you one thing. I'm gonna tell you one thing, Justin. Preseason to me means everything, because you get to see the formations. You get and this is what I look at to dictate how our offense is going to be moving. When I look at our ones line up against other ones, now granted, a lot of people say, well, you don't get the full effort that you would be getting. But you get an idea of what it'll look like in an offense and what it'll look like in a defense, and how you rank up against some of the other teams in the league. Because remember when we had that Jets practice, and then everybody talking about, well, I don't, it's vanilla. We don't take much, and we don't put much stock in the preseason. And then I looked at it and I said, oh, we got our ass sliced in half. And then the stuff that I'm looking at, we're not able to move the football. We weren't able to run the football. The offensive line had issues. When you take a look at it, it was the same issues all season long that you were seeing in preseason. And it gives you an indication of what you really need to fix, because preseason is tune-up games. It's partial to season. You don't get to see the full playbook, but what you're looking at is how these guys come out and line up against the other ones. And so for me, what I like to look at is what I like to call power ranking. I like to gauge our team and what you see scheme wise, which, like I said, they give you minimum scheme, but the little scheme that you do see, how do we stack up against the other teams in the NFL? That is important, because it lets you know if you're on the same level as people or if you're nowhere next to level as other guys. And the thing is you want to look fluent. You want your offense to march down the field and put points on the board. If you're struggling to even do that, that means you got a lot of work to do. And I don't think people understand the importance of preseason. You need it. Shout out to Flame for Jesus for the super chat right here. He said, I have to see week 1 of the regular season. I don't want to hear what happened last year against bad teams. I want to see it this year against good teams. That's the thing, brother. And I'm going to put it like this right here. And I'm going to be a whole 100 with y'all. The last thing you want to do is start this season off like you started off last season. Because if you do that, we in trouble as a franchise. That means you have to go back to square one. And you have to break this bitch down again to restart all over again because, and listen to what I'm saying. With the first 3 games of the season, between them boys, Jacksonville and Atlanta and all them, if you lose them 3 games, your season over. I'm just being honest. Now, people don't want to hear shit like that. They don't want to hear. That's the truth. Think about last year. When we got our head sliced off in the first couple of games, season was fucking over in the first month of the season.
Hey, Matt, the year when Matt Rule was here, it happened 2 years in a row.
There you go.
When Frank got here, and the third year of Matt Rule, what happened? We dropped them games early. Matt's ass was out of there. What were we 0-5 or some shit when Matt Rule was over there? Something like that.
No, we were 1 and we won 1 game.
1-4 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all see what we're talking about. Everybody call us negative. We're not negative. We just tell it like it is. And if you can handle it, handle it. If you can't, you can't. Everybody said the preseason. That first drive on the preseason, just alone, that first drive is for real.
Mm-hmm.
That first drive is for real. So it tells me a lot when if they go 3 and out with this offense on the first drive. When they get ready to play Cleveland, Cleveland's got a damn good defense. So when they play Cleveland this week, Thursday night, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday night, I'm gonna be watching that first snap, the very first snap. If they go 3 and out, we in trouble. Y'all mark my word now. If all the ones are out there for this first game, and we go 3 and out, or we go down there and kick a field goal, it's more of the same. If we go down the field, go deep, punch it in, something like that, I'm gonna be like, oh, okay. But a 3 and out, or come up with a field goal, got back to the drawing board, homeboy. I better be seeing the next one because that last one against Pittsburgh probably ain't gonna be no starters out there. You ain't got but 2 shots at it to get it right, and then you getting ready to go to Jacksonville. So y'all take it for what it is.
Mm-hmm. And then now this is the thing: you got a choice with the schedule. If you start off 1 and 2, 2 and 1, good. That means you got hope to move forward for the season. It'll be you win a game here and then you'll lose a game there. You win a game there and you put, like I said, something better. I'll say you'll be building towards consistency.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest thing is if you flop them first couple of games, that's your season, brother. And then you talk about changing around the whole franchise now because that means you got to change your entire draft. And when I say that, because if we start 0-2 or 0-3, and then you go out, you win 1 or 2 games here and there, and then you drop a couple, and by the midway point of the season, you only got 2 wins, that means the fan base is already checked out. I mean, the players and shit done checked out, and they'll be right there doing the same shit they've been doing last year. Yeah. We wanted to get our first, our best foot, and they trying to get speeches and shit.
Nobody want to hear that shit
giving
after
speeches.
That. Yeah. Nobody want to hear that shit after that.
A losing team will be giving speeches at that point about what they need to do on the field instead of getting out there and doing the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to hear that at that point. That means your GM got to come at you the drawing board and say and
Mhm.
evaluate this team for what it actually is at this point, because you'll be losing your defensive coordinator at
Yeah,
that
he
point.
gone.
Even if he have a good year, he gone.
He
What he
gone.
gonna do is put his best tape out there, and he gonna say, "Hey, somebody else come sign me, and let me get the fuck up out of here." Because what he gonna do is save his career.
Uh-huh.
And so, because so far his name has been tarnished here, and so you see this motherfucker blitzing at FanFest.
Yeah.
Think about it. When the last time you seen a coach sending blitz packages and shit like that at FanFest? This nigga is trying to tell you he ain't bullshitting around this year. That's what he trying to tell you. So you lose a defensive coordinator. That means you got to get some pieces in on defense. You got to finally truly attack that cornerback position. You're gonna have to finally truly attack that linebacker, get some more edge rushers up in here. Then you're gonna have to address on the offense the buzzing question that everybody around here is gonna be like, what do we do it?
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
sit with Bryce or do you move on from Bryce? Because if you get another loser season in here and you getting 100 yards, 170 yards from the quarterback spot, you're gonna have to start looking right down there.
You guys, we Q,
Mhm.
everybody in the chat, everybody listening, we will know early. We will know early. It's not gonna take the fucking season or the week 8, week 12. We will know early, y'all. We will know early. Trust and
Mhm.
believe. We will know early. The first drive, like I said, in this preseason game, gonna tell a lot. And if this offense, trust and believe, if this offense to where you allocated the shit 75-80% of your resources cannot move that football, don't sit there. And I've been telling y'all, don't sit there and blame this defense. Don't sit there and blame this defense. Just like you said, this man is sending blitz packages and everything. He's gonna do everything within his power to make it look like, because he knows he's sacrificial lamb, a scapegoat. We done that. We done that show. We done that show. You're gonna see a lot of other ones start to mock us of what we saying, but we done said it. We done said it around here. That you done seen it up and down the league. The first thing they do is get rid of coordinator, or they get rid of a positions coach or something like that. See, that's the first sacrificial lamb, scapegoat,
Mhm.
or guy to say, well, this is the problem, and we're working on fixing it. See, that's easy to do. Get rid of a coach mid-season or beginning of the season or something like that.
Well,
Does it
if
usually
it's the
fix it?
defense, go, they'll probably get rid of Evero mid-season. If it's the
Yeah.
offense, they gonna get rid of Brad Izzet. That's gonna be the motherfucker that you see fly up out the door.
I don't think so, Q. I think if it's the offense can't move, they'll move around positional coaches. They'll elevate somebody or something. You got to think about it. He don't do nothing.
Thank you. That's why you can
He
cut
don't
him.
call no plays.
You can cut a nigga that you make look good to the media and serve his ass up on a platter. You can
To
cut a
me,
nigga like
that's
that.
smoke and mirrors to me. I mean, that be smoke and mirrors. If he do that, Canales got to go. Canales got to go to me because he didn't do nothing. He don't call plays, Q. He's a
Mm-hmm.
coordinator at name, by name. He's the OC by name. He don't call the plays.
Mm-hmm.
Now, does he help, during the week with organization of the offense and stuff like that? He probably talks to Bryce Young a lot, him and the quarterback's coach. But he don't, when the bullets start flying, you know what I'm saying? He in the back. I get what you're saying, but it don't move the needle. So to me, guys, the cuts is going to be on the defense. Truly, 100%. The cuts going to be on the defense.
Yeah.
The cut's going to be on the defense, bro. It's going to be the defense. That's where the sacrifice is going to be made. If we start 0-2, 0-3, something like that, and it's going to be early, I predict it's going to be early. They're going to start making moves early. Because now, that hot seat that people start talking about, the seat going to get hot around this month. Somebody got to go.
Yeah, so we're gonna get back to this discussion real quick. Hold on, let me get these super chats out the way. Shout out to Flame for Jesus. He said, I have to see week 1 of the regular season. I don't want to hear what happened last season against bad teams. I want to see it this year against good teams. Let me tell you something. I watched a clip, and I may play a little sound bite from that clip of John Gruden when he broke down the NFC South. And he said, in a nutshell, he said, the Carolina Panthers, he said, very interesting team. 7 years of losing since Dave Tepper got here. And then he basically went on to say, since everything changed hands with Tepper, we've been losing. He said, interesting guy. Then he went on to say, Carolina Panthers hot the last 5 games of the season. And then he also went to say, literally, he said they went 2-1. And then he said the last 5 games, he said they did decent against he said they were one of the hottest teams. He said, but you got to look at it. They did 5 games against 5 losing teams, is what he said. Now be mindful, I can't do that clip any justice because I can't remember how it went. But matter of fact, let me just put the shit up.
Once again, when I'm sitting here arguing with the Bryce guys, I told them that they want to say the last 3 games, last 10 games, last 9 games, whatever. You didn't beat anybody, and I'm tired of beating the dead horse. But hell, y'all let John Gruden tell you. I guess you'll take it more from him. Let him tell you.
Matter of fact, here it is right here. I'm not going to put it on the screen. Let me know if you can hear this, GOAT.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay, the Carolina Panthers, led by head coach Dave Canales, going into his 2nd season. General manager Dan Morgan working together, building the Carolina Panthers. The owner, David Tepper, he's been there since 2018. He's had a quick trigger, man. He's had 7 head coaches since 2018. He's had 3 different general managers. And since he's been the owner, no playoff appearances, a minus 688 point differential, and just 38 wins. So I know the owner probably wants to see the Panthers get back into the postseason. This is a team that a lot of people may have forgotten, had a late season surge. Remember, the Panthers have been really quiet. You talk about the Lions restoring the roar. The Panthers have been a real quiet cat for about 7 years. They haven't gone to the playoffs, but in their last 3 games, they went 2-1, and they look sharp, eliminating Arizona, eliminating the Atlanta Falcons, and they improved from 2 wins to 5 wins under Dave Canales, the former Tampa Bay Buccaneer offensive coordinator, although all 5 wins were against teams with a losing record. But I think the guy to keep an eye on, without a doubt, is Bryce Young. Remember, number 1 overall pick. They gave up a lot to get him. He inherited a horrible team. He was not on a very good team, and they benched him in September. A lot of people out there take a dive in adversity. I kind of crumble in adversity. This guy thrived, man. He watched Andy Dalton come in, and he came back the last 8 games a completely different quarterback. His command, his playmaking, his production was different, man. And in the last 3 games, he completed 65%, 7 touchdowns, no interceptions. He knocked the Falcons out, man, in Atlanta. And then he knocked the Arizona Cardinals out, so he was impressive. This team has a good offensive line, 2 very good tackles, 2 powerful guards, and they have 2 centers that can play. They've got 2 running backs here that have rushed for over 1,000 yards last year. Hubbard had 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns, and they signed Rico Dowdle from the Dallas Cowboys. He had 1,100 yards rushing, and they drafted Trevor Etienne out of Georgia in the 4th round. They've got 2 big young receivers. They drafted McMillan out of Arizona with the 8th pick, and they drafted Leggett with the 32nd pick the year before, and they're both really big guys. So I like the youth, the development of their offense, but they got a historically bad defense last year, and they've gone out and made numerous changes to resolve that. But last season, they gave up 534 points. I mean, hell, Jake Malasek could have scored against Carolina. They gave up a scoring record last season, 31.4 points per game. Last in the NFL, 31 points a game. Last in yards per game. Last in third down percentage, man. They gave up over 50%. Last in rushing yards per game. Last in yards per play. It's like a punching bag, man. They were bad. So what did they do? They went out and they brought in 5 potential starters in free agency to help this defense. Tershawn Wharton, defensive tackle from Kansas City. Patrick Jones, defensive end from the Vikings. Bobby Brown, a mammoth nose tackle from the Rams. A safety from the Raiders that I drafted. Trayvon Merring, they gave him $51 million. And Christian Rosebloom, linebacker who had over 100 tackles for the Rams. 5 potential starters. And then in the 2nd round, they drafted Nick Scorton, a defensive end from Texas A&M who left Purdue, but he went to Texas A&M. He's a solid edge rusher. And they got this guy, Uman-Mielen, Princely Uman-Mielen, 10 sacks at Ole Miss last year. They brought in 2 edge rushers and 5 potential starters to help this defense. That's exciting, man. So the Panthers are trying to help this defense continue to develop their offense. The strange thing they did, though, is they let their kicker, Eddie Pinheiro, go. He's out on the street right now. We had Eddie in Oakland when I was coaching the Oakland Raiders. He made 88% of his field goals. They let him go, and they brought in Matthew Wright, who's on about his 9th team. So I don't understand what they're doing at the kicking position. But Dan Morgan and Dave Canales continue to build this Carolina Panther team. Let's get into it.
All right, I just wanted to play that little sound bit right there. But in a nutshell, you hear I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna say it like this right here, man. When you hear how they look at the teams around here, Gruden got it, but he left pieces and bits off. You get what I'm saying? He left bits and pieces off. And when I say bits and pieces off, when he spoke to the offense, he spoke to what he saw with 2,000-yard running backs. What he sees with 2 tackles that's electric, 2 guards that's electric, and 2 centers that you got can play. Now, be mindful everything that you heard Gruden say when you hear him talk about the teams that we face were 5 losing teams. What he wanted to do was break it down and make sure he let you know there's hope for you guys. So the hope is there here in Carolina that they went out and tried to fix some pieces. Now, he also talked about 5 potential stars. That doesn't mean potentially they're going to hit on those positions because we don't know what Roseboom is going to be coming from the Rams. You don't know what Tershawn Wharton and these guys are going to be or how pivotal. Like, think about it. When he spoke to the defense, he didn't say they had a lot of injuries, which caused them to be dead last. Literally, all the starters practically got hurt last season. He didn't say that. You know what I'm saying? He didn't put context behind to why it looked the way it looked. Now, we in Carolina, we do a deep dive, a big analysis of why it looks the way it looked. Now, people will say, oh, well, you take up forever role. No, I don't. I believe in being fair. The offense was the season before, the offense was historically bad. Now, he told you about 7 touchdowns in the last, I think he said the 5 games. You guys do realize that's terrible. You do realize that 7 touchdowns, when you got quarterbacks that get about 3 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns a game, 7 touchdowns spread out amongst 5 games is terrible.
5 of them was in one game.
There you go.
So put it in, like you said, put it in context.
Put it in context of what he's saying.
Cats around here know that, but they ain't gonna say it. You know what I'm saying? They know that, but they ain't gonna say it. I mean, that's just the way y'all are.
He'll make talking to 2 rocks sound entertaining. You get what I'm saying? John Gruden's a very high hype guy, and when you say something like 7 touchdowns amongst 5 games, and you try to dress that up and make it look good, and he's 7 touchdowns, 5 games, zero interception. Bro, look, break it down. In 5 games, you're supposed to have at least 10 off the rip. That's 2 touchdowns a game for a quarterback, at least. And then you sitting here telling me you about to kick the damn door in for that. You, like I say, you can dress up a pig, but it's still a pig at the end of the day. Now, put in the context what we talking about offensively and defensively. Like defensively, how he said we're dead last in this, dead last in points, dead last against the rush, dead last in this. Let them know that Derek Brown, your best defensive tackle, your Pro Bowl, your record-breaking NFL statistical tackle was not on the field. Ashawn Robinson was there, but he had terrible PFFs. Your defensive front was atrocious. You had no linebackers. He don't break it down and tell you why this shit looked the way it looked. Injuries. You couldn't keep a cornerback on that field to save your life. Safety-wise last year, Xavier Woods had 100 tackles, but they weren't impact tackles. You get what I'm saying? He just got a bunch of tackles because he was really the healthiest nigga on the field, so he was only there to make the plays. I'm just saying. But I wanted to play that sound bite, and notice I played the full sound bite because I wanted you to hear the good and the bad. Because y'all are claiming, hey, you only play the bad, you don't play the good. No, I play it all. That way you can hear it, and then I'm gonna break down why it sounds and looks the way it looks. But anyway, we could go to Dave Canales now. You have gotten a breakdown of what they think of you guys on the national level. They think our offense is good this year. They think the problem is the defense. So the national media is everything this year is going to be the defense, the defense, the defense. The defense is terrible. Now be mindful, before it was the offensive line. The offensive line was terrible. That was a national narrative. You heard Gruden just say, oh, damn, they got a damn good offensive line. So you can't use that this year. When it don't look right, you can't use that. They say he ain't had no receivers. You hear him just say they when they got 2 skyscraper receivers. Can't use that no more. The excuses are going to be thin. Can't say he ain't got nobody to throw to. The nigga got 2 people to throw to, and he got 2 tight ends. He left the tight ends off. Mitchell Evans and Jatavion Sanders are 2 very good tight ends. Very good. They starting caliber on 32 other teams right now. Both of them boys will start. Both of them will start amongst the league everywhere because they are athletic freaks. But let's get to the Dave Canales video. I want to play this. Let's get it. Back to FanFest. Yeah.
Fun right there. Just great energy. So much love for the fans that came out. I don't know what the final count was on attendance, but I mean, it was a good amount. Lots of great energy. The guys needed it. You know, we're deep in the camp, so all the help we can get to just kind of create those types of practices. You know, but took advantage of a full pregame for our rookies. Just kind of here's how we lay it out, and you know, took them into the half. Got them a feel for refocusing, splitting up offense, defense, working through some issues from the first half. So, but I thought there was a lot of good hitting out there. You know, some good, some bad. I'm sure we'll figure all that out as we watch. Definitely a lot of fun.
What was the feedback? Hearing the crowd roar.
Yeah,
Good play. Like how much did you miss that?
Oh, it's amazing. You know, and I think, you know, for these guys, this is why they do what they do. You know, you turn the lights on and they kind of go to another level, you know, naturally. And we push them every day in practice to get that kind of energy. But, you know, when we can get into our stadium and we get the energy from the fans, it becomes pretty special.
Any concern?
You know, Fitzgerald had a couple missed kicks, and how come Matthew didn't kick?
It's just practice. So this happened to be the practice that Ryan was kicking, you know. So, yeah, he missed a couple. So we're just learning more about the guys that we have.
Tracking him attempt something beyond the skinny post, though? I mean, like, at least to get that kind of range.
Yeah, it was good. And to see him, you know, with the whole environment, you know, and even right there, that was that situation was down 3, you know, to tie it up to go to overtime, you know, so a little extra added pressure, you know, for that situation. I thought Jack Plummer did a great job getting us down there. The guys operated well, and we got to finish those.
What did you not like in the first half, and what was corrected in the second half?
Just some matches on defense a couple times. Offensively, a couple of pre-snap penalties that we got to clean up. A few protection issues that we didn't pick up, and that's just kind of off the top of my head. Again, I'm going to watch the film, and there's going to be 100 things that I wish we could do better. But just at a glance, I think that's kind of what it was.
Jimmy make plays in the red zone during practice during the week, and now here tonight. What are you seeing out of him? He's not just like a guy that you send on a deep.
Yeah, I think it's the energy he plays with, you know, and he doesn't quit on routes. He continues, you know, after the normal part of the protection you can count on, he continues to find space, you know, and play fast. And it's a credit to his fitness, but it's also a credit to just the energy that he puts out there, you know, that you want to throw to him.
Was the early touchdown to Xavier? What happened on that play? What did you see?
I saw guys just take bad angles on a reception, you know, and he's big and fast, you know, and he kind of saw he had daylight and, you know, was able to get into the end zone. But I think, you know, it was a little bit of over pursuit by the defense. And that's why these scrimmages are so important for guys to kind of see, like in a practice, you may not get the full finish that you're expecting, you know, that you might see in a game. So you got to work on those angles and use your help. So that's one of the things I know that we can kind of look at and improve. But I love seeing Xavier with the ball in his hands running full speed. That means coaches are doing their job. So
Is there a reason why Ashawn, JC, and I guess anybody else was kind of held out of team drills today?
So JC kind of started off and you know, got his body ready. This was a pre-planned rest day for them. Again, while we try to hype it up as a scrimmage in our normal flow of camp, it just happened to be a Indy only take the team reps off day for those guys.
Did you get any update on DJ Johnson's injury the other day?
Just soreness, you know, general soreness, and we couldn't get him back to where we felt comfortable about putting him out there in a high speed environment. So, you know, we'll take care of him, you know, one more day and kind of see where we're at tomorrow.
You've talked about Ransom's physicality. That showed up a lot tonight. In fact, one in the end zone that kind of took a guy down. Any issues with that, or you just like the physical play?
I love the physical play. That's got to be a left shoulder hit. You know, if you try to get your right shoulder across, your head will be involved. You will be getting mail from the league office. So it's an educational process. He had another opportunity later on in the second half, and, you know, David Moore caught a ball in front of him. He was on track to make a huge hit right there, and he kind of just formed up, and I could see that would have been an excellent play by him. But, yeah, so it's growth, you know.
Happy with Bryce's performance?
Absolutely. Just the operation of it all, you know, and getting us out there, flowing in and out of personnel, some tempo involved in there, hitting most of his throws. I think a couple he might have missed, you know, slightly. Even kind of that touchdown he had at the end. I wanted to get a 4th down attempt right there, but I think he's going to take a big hit and throw a touchdown on that play. But he's extending plays when he has to. But he was on time and on the money today, so I'm excited about where he's at.
You referenced the energy of practices. You mentioned this last week. You've seen it with some of the veterans. How vital is it to walk that line between, and I think you've discussed this too, how it can get overheated sometimes, walking yourself up to that line but not crossing it. Is that something you saw tonight as well with the group of veterans and the rookies and the young stuff?
Absolutely, but I think what's happening is the guys are expecting physical play. They're expecting the collisions. They're expecting the physical nature of what we're looking for. And so I think when you set the expectation, then guys don't take it personal because that's just how we practice. When you attack the ball, the offensive guys, they don't get to complain. When there's a big hit or a big block, that's legal. We're taking care of each other, but the guys are getting used to that, being comfortable playing, that physical style of play.
You mentioned the energy.
Take 2 more. We're going to do field. We're going to do net.
You mentioned the energy, sort of building up the energy, 2 days off now. What do you want to see from the guys when you get back to practice and get back to work?
Well, we'll be back on the field for a little bit tomorrow. It won't be a full practice like we've had. But I think, coming back, we have a great opportunity. We're hosting the Browns. We'll stack up a couple of padded days again, back to back, one before and then one with the Browns. So, for me, I think it's about just kind of evaluating our group coming out of this, treating anything that comes up and then just getting those guys to, get right back to work, finding our work ethic after those breaks.
Dave, you start practice by addressing the fans, and then that moment at the end with Jace, what did it mean to kind of deliver that moment to that kid?
I mean, it's special, and, it's Jace, but it's also just our greater Carolinas community and just a commitment for our guys to make this a better place to live, and I think of just something that was cool is I was looking through a yearbook where our kids go to school, and it's the senior pictures, and there's a picture of Shaq Thompson from about 10 years ago. And you only get about 4 or 5 pictures to put into your yearbook as these were pivotal moments, and I think about that, and the guys don't understand the impact they can have on people just by spending a little bit of time, by going to see someone, taking a picture with somebody, connecting with our fan base, because, they mean a lot to this town. So I love moments like that. We were really happy to do that.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Yep. All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got a couple of super chats to get to. And driver, I said passing touchdown. The man only had goddamn 9 passing touchdowns. You literally lit your Bryce draws on fire in the chat. Oh my God, y'all hate Bryce so. Oh, all his numbers.
And
he had 13 touchdowns.
Yeah,
no, he had.
You just heard Dave say the same thing we said about, what I'm saying, the physicality and guys pulling up on hits and stuff like that. So you're not getting it all. So come on, man. Don't go out there on a limb like that. You know what I'm saying? We're just telling you what the deal is, bro. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start.
Playing for Jesus said, "You're right, Q. If we don't start off 4-0 or 3-1, I don't see us winning over 5 games." Yeah, you better not start off wrong. Shout out to Flame for Jesus for this next super chat. He said, "We were top 10 last year in blitzing, just going by the rankings. They never got home because we didn't have talent." Yeah, you right about that.
Yep. So enough, Flame. And we missed 40 tackles.
Now,
the whole year.
Now, John Gruden said in the video, we had 7 touchdowns the last 5 a game. I ain't hear a motherfucker jump on John Gruden ass now, did he?
No.
Now, did he?
No.
The nigga John Gruden said the shit in the video, not me. Not me. I went off of what John Gruden just said. When you look it up, he had 9 passing touchdowns. The nigga John Gruden said the nigga had 7. You go leave this chat and you go to John Gruden page and cuss his ass out.
Cuss him out. call him a motherfucker.
Yeah. Go cuss that motherfucker out. Anyway, y'all got the energy for me, but y'all ain't got it for niggas like John Gruden. Anyway, the offensive line, then the wide receivers, then the running backs, the defense, it was never Bryce. Yeah, it's playing for Jesus. It's always like that, man. It's always somebody else's fault. You know what I'm saying? I have learned to take accountability for what it is. These boys, they different, man. They think that I hate the little nigga. I don't hate the motherfucker. I want the boy to be great. He just can't do it. But in any fucking way, let's get into it as we do feeling at the podium.
Adam, just Dave referenced just getting the immediate feedback. Now, make a big play, hear the crowd roar. What's that like for you as a player to kind of add some juice to a practice?
Yeah, I think it's important to have the lights on, the crowd, the energy, kind of just that next step in the atmosphere of being closer to a real game. I think it's good for us all to look ourselves in the face and say we need to get a little bit better at, this, that, or the other. So great evaluation for us as individuals, and I'm sure for the team, and excited to kind of go back to work.
This is, obviously different than a normal practice. How does it heighten everything kind of for you guys from a competitive standpoint?
Yeah, I think it's just good to get that move the ball. No one's seeing a script. Coaches are having to call plays based on the situation, and just get that same feel of a game, right? Everyone's on the sidelines. You're just out there just like you are in a game. You just don't get that feel in a normal practice. So, it's a great step in the right direction.
Little scare there when Xavier went down in the end zone. What'd you see on that play?
Yeah, I had kind of a pretty close view of that one, so it didn't look very good from my view. So I was a little worried about it, but glad to see that he was out there, bounced up quickly and jogged off. It's kind of one of those things as a player. Usually, you're like, that didn't feel good, and then you get up and okay, I'm good. So glad that everything's good there, and I think for the most part the team is healthy after a great day's of work.
That last play, Jason Garland scored a touchdown. How special is that? Just the career that you have and being able to have that moment.
One second.
Sorry.
No, no, I think it's pretty cool. Not only did he just come out for that one play, but he was like in the team meeting with us. He's been in the locker room pretty much the entire time since like team meeting until the game for like 3-4 hours. So it was a really cool thing. He was like part of the team for the entire day. So really cool for him, I'm sure, but for us as players too, that's what it makes you realize that you're just playing a kid's game, and you're just having fun playing a game that I played when I was these guys' age. So blessed to be able to still do that, and then just to see him have some fun and the crowd into it, and obviously a big moment for him.
Did he give you guys any feedback on your blocking?
He didn't give that, but he did give us some recommendation on plays. So he's been drawing up some plays. So I got some pretty cool plays. He actually drew up a play for me, and I think I might have been throwing to T-Mac. So hopefully we can implement that one.
Fireworks!
Yeah, the fireworks are coming.
Couple more now.
Adam, Jimmy Horn's been making plays in the red zone this week. What do you see out of him here?
Yeah, I think he's just starting to get comfortable with the offense. I think he's a guy that has all the, ability to play at a high level. And I think as we start to see him get comfortable with the offense, he hasn't been here that long, right? So as he starts to kind of understand the big picture of this offense, you see them start to make more and more plays. So that's fun to see, and is why you kind of give guys more time when they're young players, just to kind of feel the offense before you evaluate what they can do. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They're my distraction drill.
Thank you.
Good. Thanks, guys.
And Shroff here with Jonathan Kulie, defensive pass game coordinator for the Carolina Panthers. So far, when you kind of look at last year to this year, just having reinforcements up front, how does that impact the secondary?
Oh, it's always great when you can rely on the guys up front to dominate and affect the quarterback and kill the run. It allows our jobs to be a lot easier. With us having the ability to be able to play 7-on-7 and having those, longer downs on second down, we can play better coverage and things like that. So we're always going to value the guys up front, and then that's always welcome. Make our job a lot easier.
This is a receiving core that's been getting a lot of props. How does that help some of the younger guys who are going up against these receivers?
Oh, I think it's been great competition so far. They've got young guys over there that are hungry. We've got young guys that are willing to ready to prove themselves. And so the one-on-one competitions have been really good the last 2 days. And so they've got something to prove, and also our guys got something to prove. So I think it's iron sharpening iron, and we're just excited to get to see it on a daily basis.
J.C. Horn has been here a while. He's going to be here a while with the new deal. How would you describe how his leadership has grown?
I think he's got so much ownership of what we're trying to do on defense. He understands the brand of ball that we're trying to play, and him consistently being out there has been done wonders for his confidence and his belief in what we want to do. And so it kind of permeates throughout the group. He gets to set the tone. So if it's not up to his standard, then people are going to hear about it.
And then Mike Jack, when you guys brought him in last year, I know Dave Canales had some familiarity with him, but what was his most impressive trait defensively?
I think Mike Jack's ability to pick up the game mentally, and him and I are always on the same page as far as understanding what the opponent's trying to do with us. So I see Mike Jack as an extensive of myself because he can communicate out there. He understands what's going to go on. And so we can talk at this high level of football where it's schemes and concepts, how people want to attack us. And it was just brilliant how he showed up, no training camp, and started game one. And you just saw him get better and better each week. And now we get to have him for a full year, so the sky's the limit for him.
You guys threw Shaw Smith-Wade into the fire last year. Now, full off season, new training camp, new season. What are your expectations for him?
I think expectations is truly be himself. He's a very confident individual. He likes to fly around. He can cover guys in the slot. He's very willing to go against blocks and physical. So just continue to develop him within the defense and get him more and more comfortable so he can be himself. He can communicate. And he's shown that through the spring, and he's done a great job so far here. Very proud of the work he's put in.
Shamar Bartholomew was sort of the man of mystery last year. He was on the roster all season. A lot of teams wanted him. What was it about him that made you guys hold on to him?
I think with Shamar is the athletic traits and the athletic profile that he has is something that we love. He's got ball skills and he's physical. Now he's come around, and now he's a big part of our group just as far as mentally understanding what's going to happen, being able to call and communicate, and he's not making mental mistakes, okay, which is a big growth from last year, throwing him into the flyer with a whole new defense, fresh off a training camp with another team.
I know depth at corner has been talked about, but you have 4 guys who are familiar with your system, who were all here last year. What does that mean to you?
It means the world that we're not starting at day one. You know what I'm saying? Last year, some days were like 51st dates, whereas we get the stack days, we get to stack the springtime, and we continue to get the build off of it. So Nick Scott jokes in our room that we're having 400 level conversations versus 100 level conversations. So it's been a joy and a pleasure doing football with these guys.
New guy on the back end of the defense, Trayvon Merrick. I had Raiders people text me, you're going to love this guy. What's been your first impression?
My first impression is that he's a quiet assassin. He may not say much, but he's so physical. And then when he gets out there, he kind of turns into a different person. He's got the dark visor. We've been very pleased with his versatility and his physicality. We'll just keep growing him within defense, and I think he'll have a hell of a year.
All right, the other safety position. Let's start with Damani Richardson. You threw him into the fire last year. What has an entire offseason in the same system done for him?
Oh, I think it's done wonders. He understands. He's sure of himself. He asks higher level questions instead of like, hey, coach, do make sure like I'm in this spot. Whereas it's like, this is what I have. Okay. And then he helps other people. So his experience has shown up a lot. And we're just happy to continue to see him growing. He's made some plays out here. And the more consistent he develops, he'll continue to do that.
And then finally, I got to ask you about Lathan Ransom. What impresses you about him? What impressed you about him when you watched the tape coming out of Ohio State?
I think the most impressive thing about Lathan on the film is his physicality. And then when you meet the guy, got a chance to sit down with him before his pro day, and he was just so impressive of in person. And so like his personality, his command, his instincts and smarts show up on a daily basis. And then now that we got the pads on, we'll get to see his favorite part and just, throwing hands and being physical.
Defensive pass game coordinator, Jonathan Kulie.
Before I go to the next video, I want to ask you a quick question about that safety spot. Opposite of Moreg, who do you like better? the young buck, or do you like Damani Richardson, or who you like better at the safety position?
Well, both of them damn near bring the same thing. But
Ransom.
if I'm gonna take anything, I'm gonna take the young buck. You know what I'm saying? Because the development. Because you don't have
Adam. Just
so sorry about that. Go ahead.
yeah, you're gonna have to draft a pure free safety Q at some point in time. I mean, that's just all it is to it. But all three of those guys, damn near downhill guys, damn near can be outside linebacker. I mean, to me, all three of them, if you probably look at cover grades on them, that's probably the weakest part of their game to me. But coming up, thumping somebody on the, from what I can see right now, they're going to be better on the run than they were. That's where the focus was. Guys that can come up and hit somebody because you missed 40 tackles. So I can see that they paid a lot of emphasis to people that can tackle in the open field, or people that can come downhill and thump some damn body. Now we're going to be, I hate to say the word liability in coverage, but I think that's where the Achilles heel is going to be this year, because you focus so much on run stoppage in the offseason. So if I don't see in the draft or them going to make a big acquisition for a pure free safety, a racer like a Ed Reed, Bob Sura type style guy that basically ball hawks, you know what I'm saying? Free range eagle type player across that back end. That's what you're going to be missing. And a Mike linebacker. I don't give a damn what it is, you talked about Rosenboom and some of these other guys. A Mike linebacker. Yeah, that was pure bullshit. You know what I'm saying? When they talked about them linebackers and stuff like that. And I've heard some people say, "Oh, we better than I thought we was." No. Linebacker and a free safety, much needed here in Carolina. So I go with the young buck to answer your question, because it's not too much different.
Do you see them converting like a Ransom to like from safety to linebacker? I mean, because we got holes at the linebacker spot, and other than Scorton, can you use one of these boys in that position?
Could happen. He's gonna bring them down, because see, he what he does, he shows you too high and he brings it down all the time. You know what I'm saying? To your cover threes and single high. That's what he does. He's gonna send 5. If you watch the Carolina Panthers all the time, we're sending 5 nine times out of 10, but they just don't get home. We're helping the front, but they just don't get home. So maybe with the Prince's and the Knicks and the DJ Wanham we might have all year, and they talked about DJ Johnson getting a day off and stuff like that. So it's yet to be seen, man.
Okay, I just wanted to ask that question before we move on to Jimmy Horn, because he's a fan favorite. And why that was on my mind when I saw Jonathan Kulie talking about it, because you can tell he got Moray slated into that safety spot, but it sounds like to me, Damani Richardson is like his favorite, because he realized a young boy there. But I think he seemed to be leaning towards Damani Richardson more based off of his energy when asked the question. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you'll probably play Damani high, but the rest of them boys are gonna come down when they're in there. They're gonna come watch it, and they'll go to single high, cover 3. They're gonna play a lot of. I told Logic one time, they're gonna play a lot of fucking nickel. You're gonna see a lot of nickel.
Damn, Omar Tillman just put something in my head right here. He said Kulie gonna be your future defensive coordinator, probably.
Probably.
God damn.
At least, he'll be an interim at one point in time. You damn
I didn't even think about that. Whatever going, they'll probably slide him right over in that spot. He'd make a good one. It just he hasn't had the bodies to really showcase his skill set. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
because the last two years since Kulie been here, it's like everybody been injured so bad. It's like so many injuries all over. And then they've been bringing corners off the street, safeties off the street to play over here.
Mm-hmm. Y'all gonna damn sure see that. You damn sure gonna see. He'd probably be the interim. Everett gonna do everything in his power to make himself look a little better because he's out. He know he out the door. I don't think they can probably try to offer him a contract or whatever. He ain't taking that damn contract because he knows it.
Yeah, he'll probably turn it down. All right, let's get to this Jimmy Horn video.
Yo, good evening.
Jimmy, what's better, a touchdown or a touchdown saving tackle?
I say the touchdown saving tackle.
You ready to play defense?
First of all, look how he look at that nigga. Well, he said, "Do you play defense?" He looking like, I can't believe this motherfucker asked me this question, man. Anyway,
I play anywhere on the field, man.
Well, take us through that play because it looked like it was almost like some of the guys just thought it was kind of a fun play, fake punt, but you weren't going to let them score.
Nah, not on me, man. I'm back there just vibing. I'm thinking I'm about to get me a punt, and they just had some tricky up their sleeve, and I wasn't ready, so I just had to stop it from scoring.
What was it like scoring the touchdown and finally like hearing the crowd after you score? Like what?
It was a good feeling, I want to get in that box some more, but I just want to give a shout out to the whole team. As a whole team, everybody coming out there doing their job, and that's what led me to getting to the touchdown.
Can you sort of set up the play action play where you scored the first touchdown, how that worked and what you were seeing out there?
It was just a good call by coach. He dialed it up, and we had a great drive, and everything just worked in the flow, in the favor that it worked in.
Jimmy, I know we talk a lot about your speed, but from a route running perspective, it seems like you're able to create a lot of space just with that. How much diligence do you take, like maybe away from practice or maybe like during the off season, refining your routes and kind of making sure that you kind of not necessarily don't lose a step, but like work on the craft itself?
Yeah, I take pride in route running, man, because that's like the number one thing as a receiver, being able to create space, get open, and I give a big shout out to my trainer, Steph Brown and TJ. They helped me out a lot throughout the process of learning the real depth of running routes and stuff like that. I've always been a fast guy. They teach me tempo, teach me how to control my speed and run at a good pace. Not only just being fast, but being able to create separation and being able to stop on the down with my speed, which made me even more dangerous.
You've been getting some hype during camp. Have you seen the hype about you and the excitement that fans have?
Yeah, I seen it, but I try not to feed into it. I appreciate all the hype and stuff, but I feel still like I haven't did anything yet. So I just want to go out there and continue to prove myself every day and become a consistent player.
Anything from these first 2 weeks of camp that has surprised you?
Nah, not really. Once I started playing football, I already knew what I signed up for, so it really ain't too many surprises.
Jimmy, when you talk to Shedeur at all, or how excited are you guys to kind of see each other again as you guys, this week you're going to have joint practices, you get to kind of reunite?
It's going to be exciting to see him again. I can't wait to see how he doing out there, get to see him in person and stuff, so it's going to be good to see him again. I talked to him here and there, but, it's just going to be good to see him again and reunite with him and just say what's up to him.
Jimmy, where do you feel like you've improved most from the start of camp till now?
I say from the start of camp, I feel like I had more mental errors on the field, and I'm getting better day by day, eliminating them errors, which allow me to play confident and fast.
Jimmy, I know you've been busy with training camp, but have you had a chance to speak with Coach Prime, especially with the world finding out what he had been going through the last couple of months?
Yeah, I text him like every other week. I love you, Coach, just to check in with him. It might not be too long of a convo, but it's just them little small check-ups, that can mean a lot to him and me.
Jimmy, when you're lined up with the play about to start, can you feel the difference between being on the empty practice field versus being in a stadium like this? Can you feel that? What is that?
Well, I feel like it's really when you first walk out and you see all the fans and stuff out there. But once you're in that field, once I'm on the field, it's like it's another switch that activate. Like I just be locked in and try to block out all the noise and just focus on what's in front of me, not what's on the outside of me.
You said you feel like you haven't really done anything yet. What's the first step to feeling like you've done something, being able to take a breath? Okay, I've done what I want to do.
I celebrate them moments, like on the back end when I'm just vibing by myself, just appreciating everything that God allowed me to do in His life. I celebrate them moments and I pray about it. But when I on the field wise, I haven't played in no real NFL game yet. I still haven't accomplished any goals, anything. But once I accomplish goals and we win as a team and stuff like that, it's gonna feel good.
Couple more. Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
I'm gonna say this goal, and I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, Goat. 100% honest with you. Prime and his impact on his boys, and when I say this, I mean his Colorado boys. They all got an aura to them that make them feel like superstars. I don't know why people keep playing with them. I don't know why people keep downing them boys. Jimmy Horn, to me, feels like the next great star. I don't know if it's just his humbleness. I don't know if it's because we know he has an ability that we haven't seen on the field yet. I don't know what it is about this young fella, but it's like you want to see him do great because you can see he's a great young man. You know what I'm saying? I pray that they're able to give this boy a quarterback where he can showcase his skill set. That boy, they special. And I'm telling you, you can feel it from the time he stepped foot in Carolina. He might be the biggest hidden gem in Carolina. He just might be.
I agree. He got a dog mentality. He's a Florida player, right there from Sanford, Florida. He got a dog mentality. If anybody has seen his story, his dad was a good player, throughout the community, but he did some things and ended up doing some time. I think he's still doing time right now, if I'm not mistaken. But Jimmy didn't go in the streets and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? The neighborhood raised him, a lot of OGs and things like that. I always seen him, gave him love. He's just humble. Always, thanking and respecting the people that brought him up and the people that looked out for him. Back in his high school, the coaches, like you said, Coach Prime, some of all his mentors along the way. And I feel the same way you feel, Q, and I think the same thing that you think. I think he's going to be if you look at his path, it's going to be similar to Steve Smith. He's going to, because we sitting here with about 5 to 6 other guys. Adam Thielen, y'all seen him. It's a feel-good story. He got his kids up there, the savvy vet or whatever. But I don't think you need him no more. Unless he's still
That's why
Bryce
he got
Young
his kids
safety
up there.
blanket. Yeah,
Right
unless
now,
he's
he's
still
taking in this moment because he realized them his last got that. Because you notice he ain't had his turn up there last year. So he realized these his last little moments right here in the NFL. He better use this and remember it.
Yeah, and if he's still Bryce Young safety blanket this year, that's a problem. We got another problem. We got a problem. If they try to overfeed Tech McMillan, you got a problem. because you got a lot of young talent on this team that need to be fed. And like I said, I see Jimmy, and if that quarterback cannot spread that ball around, you don't hear Mitchell Evans' name mentioned 2 or 3 times. Try as most as they can. I don't know why this team's press, or I don't know if they had already done put these names out here or whatever, if they had already done some of these things that they put out with the people faces and stuff on there, like say a Tommy Tremble. You know what I'm saying? Mitch getting ready to kill them boys. You understand what I'm saying? And the Tavion, he better, or the combination of the two, but Jatavion, he can't block. You know what I'm saying? The weakest part of his game is block. Mitch can do both because they did a lot of running in Notre Dame. You know what I'm saying? And then when they called on him, he was sure-handed enough to get those catches. But Mitchell Evans is the real deal. He's the truth. I was very excited when they made that pick. It's some weapons up and down this offense. Whether they get utilized in the proper way is on Dave Canales, Brad Isick, and most importantly, the quarterback. So I think Jimmy's, like I said, his path is similar to the one Steve Smith. Starting on special teams, going to get worked in during the game, probably some fucking reverses, some stuff to try to take the top off. He's going to have a couple big plays this year, Q, and in the punt and the kickoff. Not the kickoff, but the return. You already know what type of player he is. He's going to be explosive anytime he touches that ball. He already knows it. He done said it. Anytime he's going to get an opportunity to get that ball in his hand, you're going to see 110% effort from Jimmy Horn. And that's just it. That's just the way he built.
Yeah. This is one of the things, man. Like, I can just see Jimmy Horn, and I can see the future with young fella, man. I don't know what it is about him, but like I said, he just has a
dog
aura.
mentality. It's that dog mentality, bro. It's that dog. You hear the boy say, ain't nobody was gonna score on him. You know what I'm saying? That's just pride, man. That's just pride. Like, what the fuck? Y'all gonna do some little trickery play? Ain't nobody scoring on me. You see what I'm saying?
He made from the right stuff. He is made from the right stuff. Okay, link is in the chat if y'all want to come up and talk about anything that was played today. Or if anybody went to FanFest and want to talk. Shout out to y'all. Like I said, come on up and talk. Other than that, your boys is in the building. So like I said, I'm gonna be positive today, and I'll save on telling y'all niggas about y'all, about what's the situation here. I'll wait. Be good.
What's going on, guys?
What's going on?
Much. I want to ask. I came in kind of late. I wanted to know, did they say how many of the first team reps they're gonna do for this game? Are they gonna do like one series, two? Did they say anything?
No, they didn't say nothing specifically. Be good, but just off the top of my head, I'm thinking 2.
Two.
And then I'm thinking, according to how it looked, the next one with the Texans, because from what I was reading, they supposed to go out there early, you know what I'm saying, and do pretty much all week with the Texans. So I'm thinking a 2 to 3 that week, or either 1 that week, because they're going to have a whole week of practice.
Okay. What are y'all mostly concerned with? The defense or the offense this year? The first game, because I'm assuming the defense gonna get some reps too. Will y'all be nervous? Like, say for instance, the defense go out there, cause right now the Browns don't even know who's going to really just be their quarterback. If they go out there and kind of put on somewhat of a show offensively, because they struggled offensively last year, I believe, like moving the ball, is that gonna worry y'all?
No, No, it ain't gonna worry me because I'm not looking for a whole lot out of defense.
I got you. I was
I'm
just
not looking
wondering
at
on that.
I'm not looking for a whole lot out of defense. Where I'm worried that be good, if this offense go 3 and out and can't move that ball Thursday.
Okay, that's what I'm
That's a
That's the
looking
good,
for
problem.
good
too.
look, be good. If we can't move that goddamn ball, and you got all these all-world receivers, you got a Jimmy Horn where you could put in motion, you got a Thielen who you could put in motion, and you got two skyscrapers on the outside, and you still can't move that ball passing, something is wrong.
Yeah,
Something is damn
yeah.
wrong.
I'm just scared because there'd be what 3 straight seasons of vanilla offense, right?
Well, 3 straight seasons, and you know what the problem will be. Andrew, what's going on?
How we doing,
Andrew,
guys?
All
all
right,
right, all right.
all right.
That's good stuff, Q. That was a good intro you did, talking about with the Gruden thing and everything. But I got a bone to pick with the GOAT. Him and I, we agree 95% of the time. But when he says Adam Thielen's time to go, do you realize, GOAT? I've been listening to that for 2 years on this team. Let's GOAT. He led the team in receptions last year and played 10 games. 10 games. Now's the time.
Here we go.
Hold on. Now is the time when you need an Adam Thielen the most, because you're going to have T-Mac, you're going to have McMillan, or T-Mac, you're going to have a young Coker, still young, and you got Horn. Who's going to be out there teaching these rookies? You watch what happens at the Panthers games when the defense is on the field. You're going to be seeing Adam Thielen sitting over there next to those receivers and talking to them and telling them about the corners they're up against. He's going to give a wealth of knowledge to these young players. I mean, you just don't take three rookies and throw them in there and say, okay, go out there and lead the league in receptions. It ain't going to happen. It's going to take – it's a learning thing especially for a quarterback who's been struggling like Bryce has the last 2 years. Okay?
Well, that's the problem right there. Once again, and everybody always say, see why I say, Andrew, you put that right there in at the end right there. You see that, because the quarterback is detrimental to bringing them guys along just as much as a veteran receiver that's in the room with them.
Well, yeah, I agree with you, but I actually don't believe Bryce is going to be successful in the NFL, but I'm not going to be stupid enough to say he didn't come along and look a lot better at the end of the year. He did. Okay. That was obvious to see. The offense started moving the ball downfield. When we played Kansas City and Philly, we wouldn't even have been in the game if Bryce hadn't moved the ball down the field the way he did. Okay. So we've improved ourselves, but the thing I'm trying to say is, if we just let someone like Thielen go because we got speed, everybody knows he's probably the slowest receiver on the team, but he's the one that you go third. How many times did you guys, think about it, see him catch the ball on third down? It was Adam Thielen all year long, and he only played 10 games last year and led the team.
But Andrew, he's crippling you. Okay, one thing. He's crippling your quarterback.
He's limited. He's limited.
He's limited. Because
I ain't taking nothing against him. He's just limited
that's his
though.
safety blanket.
I heard that 2 years ago when they got him. I heard he's an old man. He can't do it. No, he's got a 1,000-yard receiver.
No. I'm not saying anything about Thielen. What I'm saying is, if you got Mitchell Evans, Jatavion Sanders, you got T-Mac and Leggett, you got Jimmy Horn, you got Hunter Winthrow that could possibly make this team, and an Adam Thielen. That's 7 ball catchers right there.
Yeah,
you
that's
got
too
one
many.
ball, Andrew. And you got 2,000-yard running backs that now somebody was telling me they did a play where they spread everybody out, and Chuba Hubbard caught the ball in the slot.
Yeah.
Like you were saying. Chuba Hubbard caught the ball.
Well,
so you got 2 running backs that can catch out the backfield as well.
Yeah, but here's the thing. One receiver's gonna go. Okay. It's either gonna be Renfro, it's gonna be either Renfro or David Moore. And I think David Moore might have a little bit of an edge because he played for Canales in Tampa, and Canales liked him. That's why he brought him over. and possibly Coker. I mean, Coker, he had some flashes last year, but if he doesn't have a good camp,
damn, I didn't even name Coker. I forgot about him.
Yeah.
But Andrew, the thing about it is that Adam Thielen is like training wheels. You have to take the training wheels
You
off.
got to take them off. There you go, Leo. Good
These
explanation.
training wheels.
Leo. Good.
But But Leo, you're missing my point. You're right. He's training wheels. So you're telling us we got a bunch of veteran receivers. Think about
you need it's the sport is about youth though.
Leo, we're basically going to have 3 or 4. Our first 4 receivers are basically rookies. They got 2 of them got 1 year in where they probably had 20 catches.
Well, Andrew, at some point in time, you're gonna have to let them boys grow. They're gonna have to extend their leg and grow, and you got to put them on their own.
You really got to see what because it's easy to throw to Adam Thielen because he's always open, but he's not going to maximize the field. Like he can come back, and the thing is, but you got to score points. Like Adam Thielen, he's a good player, but I mean, he's not, it's about youth, and the thing about it is, even if Coker and them, they young, but they still could stretch the field a little further than Adam Thielen. The problem, but you know what though, if the defense, if the game wasn't about winning, then you keep Adam Thielen on the thing, and you just go with the motions.
Bring those guys along,
Yeah, but you gotta win the game, man. The defense is still not there, so you got to throw the ball down the field, man. You can't dink and dunk.
I just got done saying he's not the fastest on the team. The guys that we have now have so much more upside than he does. But what I'm saying is he's a steady veteran, and if you're going to have nothing but young receivers on that team, and he's going to be the 4th or 5th receiver anyway, what value is there in getting rid of him?
But so Andrew, the most to me. And me analyzing this team last year, as far as offense-wise, you had a killer offensive line, and you had weapons. Last year, you was just missing explosive plays. Now you get ready to tell me you're gonna pigeonhole the young explosive players for this savvy vet. You got to take the training wheels off them boys at some point, and you got to make that fucking quarterback do what the fuck he need to do, or he got to shit or get off the pot.
Let me ask y'all: do y'all think he's hindering their growth as wide receivers? I'm talking about the other guys. Is that what y'all saying? Y'all rather see the other guys play? Like, man, you know what I'm saying? Get the experience in.
If you plan on being competitive,
I'm just asking. I'm not questioning what y'all saying. I'm just asking.
If you plan on being competitive, you have to let them play. They're younger, they faster. You have to let them play. But it's all predicated on the quarterback's ability to get him the ball, though.
It's like for me, I understand both sides, but it's like it's always good to have a safety blanket. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but it's like
it's always good to have one.
Because I do want Coker to be out there.
You drafted a receiver in the top 10. So
I would like to see Coker become that safety guy. You know what I'm saying? If that was a possibility.
Well, he's got good hands.
I'm not knocking what y'all saying.
He's got good hands. Be good. I'll tell you that. I watched him last year, and
I get what you're saying, Andrew. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I couldn't just throw him to the side because it's like it's gonna be part of some games where like, hey, Adam, you're gonna have to take the lead. You know what I'm saying? Because
you're not gonna win. You're not gonna win in the NFL of Adam Thielen.
Girl, I don't expect to win with Bryce anyway. I'm just simply saying when it comes down to certain games, unforeseen things, he may have this. I'm just saying, after like 17 games, he may have 2 or 3 big games where you're like, all right, we need it. What to call it that game?
You're wrong because Adam Thielen was never the type of receiver. He was never a number one. Even when it was Minnesota, he was playing behind Justin Jefferson. And what did he do? He played a role. He filled his role, a very valuable role. He's got that same role with Carolina. He's not a number one receiver. Okay, he's out there to catch the ball on third and 12, 3rd and 11. That's what he does the best. And all you got to do is look up his stats for the last 2 years with Carolina.
But that's the thing, Adam. I mean, Andrew, he's playing for Carolina, and with a mediocre quarterback. He's Adam Thielen. How many touchdowns? I mean, he can't be your best option. Even if he's a safety blanket, he can't be your best option.
I got to agree. I got to agree with Leo 100%.
You're thinking he's the number one receiver. He's not. He's never been a number one receiver.
When Adam Thielen was getting 1,000 yards, 1,300 yards, he was the number one receiver out there.
Nah, he wasn't the number one receiver. Not in Minnesota. So when he was making the Pro Bowl,
He's
When
talking
Adam
about
Thielen was
him.
making the Pro Bowl, he wasn't the number one receiver for the Vikings.
No,
No,
not for
no.
Minnesota. No,
Jefferson was.
no.
No,
Adam
I don't think. Oh,
Adam
hold on,
Thielen
hold
was
on,
on the team
hold up, Leo.
before
Hold up, Leo.
Justin
Hold up,
Jefferson
Leo.
came.
I don't think.
The number one receiver at one point in time.
Yeah.
He was before Justin Jefferson came in 20. Adam Thielen was been on the team. He was making the Pro
Bro,
Bowl.
they
It was
had
him and
Diggs at
Stephon
that
Diggs,
time.
but Diggs came a little bit after him. So at one point in time, he was the only guy, and then
That's what
Diggs
I'm saying.
came.
Adam Thielen was making the Pro Bowl. He was having like 1,300 yards.
But it was his role was just like it is here though.
Nah,
It wasn't
Kendall,
nobody.
no, Kendall. You don't get
Nobody else though,
1,300
Leo.
yards, brother.
It was
You don't get
nobody else
1,300
though,
yards being
Leo.
no role
You
player.
do, you get him the same
Leo.
way he got 1,000 with Bryce Young. That's how
But
you get him.
that was like 10 years ago. That was like not 10. I'd say about 7,
I
8
mean,
years
Leo,
ago.
he was good, but like I said,
Brother, he
they
made the
found
Pro Bowl plenty of times.
Leo, he was good at Minnesota. Nobody discredit. He was the number 2, even when he
But
had
he
that
wasn't.
one good
He was the
great
number
years.
one. There wasn't nobody else on
Bro,
the
them other
team.
guys, they drafted the other guys to be the number 1. He was really good at number 2, but they never lifted him as being just
Brother,
that
he
guy.
was the number 1 for 2 or 3 years. Jefferson got drafted in 20. Diggs was there, but Diggs wasn't the number 1 when Thielen was making the Pro Bowl.
Well, see, that was the problem.
Leo, are we asking him to be the number 1 here?
You had Thielen there, and Minnesota was smart enough to say this ain't the future. So they went out there and they got JJ. You understand?
Go. Did the Panthers
Yes,
just
sir.
extend Thielen?
No, yeah, they extended him for this year. Yeah.
Okay, so are we asking him to be the number 1 wide receiver?
No, sir, you're not. But we like we said, my thing is though, 336 is the training wheels have to come off. When the training wheels gonna come off though? Because he's in the way. It's
But
almost
I
like
don't go.
You ever
He's in.
seen?
Hold on. He's in the way of what?
Those boys
Bryce Young
because
not checking down all the time. Bryce Young not checking
They ain't but
down.
one ball, 336. That's where I'm at.
You
They
guys
ain't
got
but
to
one
hear me
ball.
out though. So you drafted Jimmy Horn late. Coker was undrafted. Renfro was also older. David Moore is also older. I believe that he's better than all those guys.
Thank you. That's my
Speed
point.
and size.
But here's the thing too. Here's the thing too.
You make a good argument, go, providing we hit on every one of these guys that we think are going to be good.
Well, that's what my thing is, fellas. It ain't but one ball, fellas. Okay, and you got
Look.
young, explosive players. So what are we holding on to a 33-year-old? I know y'all like him. Y'all say he was he had
It's not about
1,000
liking him.
yards.
We've had young explosive players before that he's We've had young explosive players that he's already outplayed. He was better than
No,
Mingo.
bro. He
was
hasn't
better than
outplayed him, brother. It's just the fact that the quarterback play is bad.
Leo, he was
He hasn't
better than
outplayed him, but the quarterback play is
He was
bad.
better than TMJ and Mingo, Leo. We just
No,
drafted them
pardon.
dudes. He was better than
No.
both of them.
I'm
Younger
thinking about
and
the future.
faster and more
I'm thinking about the future. I'm thinking about the future. That's what I'm talking about. But the thing about that goes is that's stating that they have better players now. They have better players. You have to throw the ball to them. You can't throw the ball to Adam
But what
Thielen.
makes you think? Well, who's guaranteeing that Coker? Well, Coker's not better than Thielen as it currently stands, and Jimmy Horn is a totally different type of wide receiver.
I disagree with you on that,
We're
bro. I
not going to be
disagree with
throwing the
you.
ball
I
downfield
disagree
to
with you
Jimmy
there.
Horn every play.
So
I
you telling
disagree. I
me that
think Coker's
you're
better
telling me
player than
that
Adam Thielen.
Leggett, you telling me that Leggett can't have 1,000 and Tech McMillan can't have 1,000? That's what you're telling me.
Oh no, I wouldn't say that. But that's only 2,000 yards.
If Adam is in the way,
Man, if we only
because they ain't
throwing
but
for
one
2,000
ball.
yards, we cool with that.
But what I'm saying, they ain't but one ball.
Hey, Goat.
But somebody got to make up the underneath.
Goat. Let me answer your question. It's 4th and 12 in the fourth quarter, and we're going for the win. Who you throwing the ball to, Xavier Leggett or to Adam Thielen?
It depends on who they dial
And who's
up.
getting open?
Andrew.
Who's getting open?
Because who's getting
Who
open?
you depending on to catch
Y'all
the
hold
ball?
on. Hold
Xavier
on.
Leggett
D'Anville
or
trying to
Adam
get something
Thielen,
out.
Goat?
So what you
Adam
telling me?
Thielen.
That same young boy Xavier Leggett can go out there. They were just talking about that guy has elite speed.
Kendall, you had to say Adam Thielen because right now we go over right now. We ain't talking about what we ain't
Right
saying.
now,
We talking about right now.
what I'm saying, Leo, they was just impressed about his speed, just at this FanFest game right here, right? The dude is fast as fuck, But how's he gonna stretch the field when you're throwing to the Allen Thielen little
But
dink and
but
dunk plays?
but he said 4th and 12. I mean, you have you and any you have more faith. Even you can do. You have more faith right now in Adam Thielen catching the ball than Xavier Leggett. You have it. It's we just talking about the future. You're
Hold
not
on,
going to beat NFL teams throwing the ball to Adam Thielen 10
hold
times.
on,
You're
hold on.
not.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Can I say?
Go
Yeah,
ahead,
go ahead,
Can I
Leandro.
say?
D'Angelo.
Go ahead.
Boy,
You make
goddamn,
it
Q.
look
I
like
see how you
Lex
feel. I see how you
Yeah,
feel now. Good God
yeah,
Almighty.
yeah. That nigga don't just be talking. He don't
Yeah,
listen.
go ahead. Well, they
God,
asked me the question. I'm like,
woo-wee.
goddamn, I'm trying to explain myself. I'm not saying I'm not saying throw Thielen out with the bathwater. I'm just saying he in them young boys' way. That's all
Go
I'm
Well,
ahead,
here,
saying.
no,
go ahead, D'Angelo.
well, here's the thing, go. Here's the thing. I feel what you're saying, but if you notice, if you go back and watch the highlights from what happened this weekend, I don't think Thielen ain't gonna take no balls away from Leggett and Tech this year. They gonna use Thielen for situational purposes. Thielen is gonna be that coach on the sideline. Thielen not gonna get a lot of targets like he normally got the last couple of years. They gonna use Thielen as more of a coach on the sideline and on the field. You know what I'm saying? He'll get in, but I'm telling the offense is gonna run through Tech and Leggett. It ain't gonna be no Thielen like we normally like we're used to. So hold on.
Until D'Angelo, until your quarterback start
But
using
that's
it as a
what. But
safety
hold on.
blanket again. To that
That's what I'm
line
telling.
of shit.
But hold on, go. Thielen ain't gonna be on the field as much as you think. I'm just watch what I tell you. And what's gonna happen is, see, we talking about getting rid of Thielen. Thielen. That ain't. If y'all go back, I said a couple months ago, who is a fan favorite, who everybody love, and I told y'all you better watch out. He might not make the team, and that's goddamn Coker. Coker might not make the team. I know that's a little reach. I'm pulling my arm out a little bit, but you know what I'm saying. And the reason why I say that is because we drafted 2 receivers. At the end of the day, Coker came in, did a good job last year. He could make the practice squad, but he may not make the 53-man bubble. It might be goddamn Kogo on the bubble. You know what I'm saying? Him and Hunter Renfro could be fighting for that last position just because he was an undrafted free agent last year. You gotta understand, Jimmy gonna make the team. He a lock. He's a lock. I think Jimmy is a fucking lock now. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy ain't going nowhere. So it's gonna be Ted, Leggett, Thielen, Jimmy, David Moore. David Moore gonna make the team too. Whether you like it or not, what he did last. God damn it. Yeah,
Yeah, we got you.
y'all got me?
I hear you.
Oh, okay, I had a phone call, but yeah. So you gotta watch. I think it's gonna come down to damn Jalen Coker and Hunter Renfro for that last spot. I know it. I know that ain't popular, but it could be. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, I agree with you. I do. I like Jalen Coker a lot too, but I knew he had to have a good camp because of
Right.
who we drafted. I mean, we drafted receivers.
Right. You draft the receivers, and you can talk. Anybody can say what they want. Just like when people always saying Coker need to play before Leggett. I don't give a damn what y'all say. When it come to money, when you're a first round pick, Coker never play in front of Leggett unless Leggett get hurt.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that's not. Yeah,
That'll never happen. That ain't happening.
Xavier get to get as many chances as he
Good
needs
last year,
to.
but really, be honest with you, there wasn't a big enough sample size to say that he can automatically make the team this year. He's coming in just like he did last year, and as far as I look at it,
right. You're right, Andrew. He got to make the team. His spot is not guaranteed. We think it. Most fans think it is, but his spot ain't guaranteed. I'm just telling you.
If they didn't draft receivers, then I would say, yeah, they're going to roll
Right.
with them.
Yeah, if they didn't draft receivers, then he was good, but they drafted 2 receivers. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't making no noise. You know what I'm saying? In preseason, they ain't even really talking about it.
Yeah, they ain't. Yeah. I agree. I agree. My only right with y'all is like you got to take the training wheels off at some point in time.
Yeah,
Well, like
I
the
agree.
brother said,
I agree.
Thielen might not be on the field as much as you know. They probably
that's what's
transitioning
going.
it through.
Yeah,
and you're right, Leo. He adds value to this team. He's not the number 1 receiver, but I'm not so sure they want that. They don't want him in that role anyway, because we've got some talent in that receiver room, most probably we've had in a long time, and he adds a lot of value because he's a veteran presence, and you got to ask yourself, is Coker going to be the guy going forward? If he is, then we can get rid of Adam Thielen. But if the answer is we don't know, why would you give up the chance of having these rookies have that veteran presence with them? I just think that pretty much solidifies him.
I mean, what could? But the only reason why I say Thielen ain't going nowhere because they extended him. But if they didn't extend Thielen, then I would say okay, they brought in Hunter Renfrow to replace.
But that little bit of money, they don't give a fuck about that little bit of money that they gave him.
You're right. They don't go. But it's just about the moral of it. You know what I'm saying? It's about It's about what Thielen, you know what I'm saying, means to the wide receiver core. You know what I'm saying? That's what they.
If we've learned anything, you guys. If we've learned anything, is that Dan Morgan and Dave Canales, they're on the same page on everything. So they had a plan all along. And I think that this whole thing is coming the way they wanted it to go, and that's why they took the two receivers, because they said, okay, we're getting there, but we're not there yet in that receiver room, and the jury's still out on Coker. You can't, he didn't have enough playing time really to say, hey, this is going to be the guy, that's going to save Bryce Young more or less. I mean, Bryce Young has got to show up this year, or they're not going to give him the bag if he comes out cold as he did last year. It's just not going to happen. So this is going to be it. He's got to. So I think this injury to Renfrow is going to really set him back.
Oh, Renfrow hurt. Oh yeah, he done. He hurt. He done.
Renfrow. Renfrow. If he don't hurry up and come back now, his ass going to be in trouble. If he don't hurry up and come back.
He was the talk of the receivers up until he had a slight hamstring, I think they said. Okay, now they didn't sound like it was going to be something long-lasting like what Adam Thielen went through in Vegas. But he's got to get back out on that field to make this team. Otherwise, Coker will be safe, and they'll go ahead and cut Pro. And I don't know, David Moore, I think he'll make it too, only because his connection with Canales. But one thing I've noticed about Canales, he ain't afraid to make a decision. Look what he did with Bryce Young last year when he sat him on the bench and said, Andy is the best chance to win. He's got the balls to do it. But, so I'm not worried about that. But, I mean, it's a good question. I think that Adam will play this year and then he'll move on. He'll either go to another team or just retire. But I don't think they're going to cut him this year, not after signing him.
No, I don't. I agree. I understand the perspective y'all sharing. I just don't agree with him playing and getting as many touches because that's all I'm saying. Because I don't think that helps the team win. That's just a Bryce Young safety blanket.
You're right, Leo. Hopefully they won't have to rely on him as much as they've had.
Yeah.
Because really, when you think about it, who else was getting open? Well, there were receivers getting open, and let's face it, the ball for the first half of the season wasn't even close to the receiver. It was behind them. It was over their heads. It was, in the dirt. We're going to be able to see this year because we're going to have some speed out there, and these guys are going to create some separation. Take my word for it.
Yeah. Well, you've seen it when Andy Dalton took the reins. Andy Dalton had 300-yard games, 200 over 250, stuff like that. The offense went down. It didn't equate to wins because of the defense.
Yeah.
But you seen the offense move the ball, and you seen points being put up on the board. Bryce Young comes back. He played better, no doubt about it. But that explosiveness still wasn't there. It was there in Atlanta. And, I mean, it was here and there. You've seen a little bit in Kansas City. You've seen a little bit in Philly. You've seen, one game off, 2 games off, 1 game on. You got to have consistency.
But you know what? This is my analogy on the Philadelphia and the Kansas City game. So what happened with the Panthers and Bryce Young at quarterback, the game slows down precipitously. It slows down to a snail's pace. So in boxing, if anybody got a puncher's chance, when you holding the fighter, when you stalling, when you doing all this and that. So when Bryce Young, when Carolina played against Philadelphia and Kansas City, the game was slowed down. So that's why it appeared the Panthers had a puncher's chance, because the game is slowed down. They're running the ball. They're not really doing anything dynamic. So that's why it appeared that the Panthers were in the game. But if you really look at the game and the overall perspective of the game, they played down the competition. And that's going to happen going forward, because they already got tape on what Bryce Young can do, post benching. So people use that, oh, we hung in there with the champs, or we hung in there with the second place team. No, they slowed the game down. They were holding the champs. It's just that the champs couldn't get to their weapons. But the Panthers,
the champs were good last year, but we saw how good they really were in the Super Bowl. Okay,
that's what I'm saying, exactly. And the thing is,
they lost
the
a lot.
Panthers slowed the game down. Philadelphia, they weren't able to get the ball as much because the Panthers were running the ball. They were holding the ball. Their time ran out. But if the Panthers were scoring and Philadelphia got the ball back, the Panthers played by attrition. When they play the game, even this year too, it's going to be attrition. They're going to run the ball and try to run the clock out and hopefully make a play on defense or offense. But it's not something that's sustainable, though, not at all.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're better, but we're not there yet by a long shot.
Yeah.
We're getting there. We're getting there as long as we keep making drafts like we did. But I know it pisses a lot of people off, and everything thinks I hate the kid. I don't. I just think quarterback-wise, we need a quarterback to be competitive. We really do.
You do. You got to have one in the NFL.
Yeah. People do that. It's just emotion, and it's just like you talking about their family member. They stupid, because there's no way in the world we can have a problem with a person we don't know. When they say you hate them, you only hate something that you have a personal experience with. Nobody knows this man, so we can't hate him. We don't like to play.
Have the attitude that Bryce Young has. I'd love for the whole team to be a good young man, as outstanding a young man as Bryce Young is.
No, Andrew. I don't want a team full of Bryces. We won't win a goddamn thing. We have a team full of Bryce Young. No.
No. What I'm saying is, you know what I mean.
He said his character and everything like that.
I need a few bad boys on the team, Andrew. I need a few bad boys.
Someone said to me, "Do you think Bryce Young is got courage?" I says, 5'9" against these linemen. Are you kidding? It takes a lot of courage at 5'9" to get out there and play with these 300
He got some balls, man.
He got courage. He got heart. I ain't gonna take that away from him.
But is he good enough?
That's the thing. Is physical training good?
Statistically, I'm an old school guy when it comes to the prototypical quarterbacks. And if you go back and you look at history, there just hasn't been quarterbacks his size that have made it.
Right.
Everyone says, "What about Drew Brees?" Drew Brees was 6 feet tall, even.
Yeah, okay. Drew Brees was still he had to adapt in a unusual way by standing on his tippy toes. So.
Well, he developed that drop back. He would drop back like shit, 7-8 goddamn yards a lot of times too.
Yeah, he was.
And that's abnormal. That's not normal.
That's
why Baker's so successful, because he drops back just like Drew Brees. Okay.
And Baker is still 2 inches taller than this man. So it's like, it's just ignorance, man. It's just ignorance when they try to equate our objective opinion based on reality and our opinion to hate. It's a straw man. It's a weak elementary straw man argument.
Right. Yeah. Because I feel y'all, because I'm very prejudiced when it comes to my quarterback, and I don't like a little one, and I don't like a running quarterback.
Nah. If you want to win, yes, sir.
I don't want a running back, and I don't want a little short quarterback. I need somebody that can move and somebody that can see.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only way to win. That's the only way to take advantage of what you got around you.
You can make an argument about his arm all you want, but basically it's a law of physics. If you can't see over the line, you can't fucking make a throw.
Exactly. You throwing the ball blind. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too many good quarterbacks coming out next year, man. I don't firmly believe they would even go forward Bryce Young after this year. Dave Canales can't hitch his wagon to Bryce Young, even if they win 7 to 8 games, because it's not a winning formula. Because they're already telling us that they don't trust him.
Leo, is Dylan Raiola coming out next year?
No. He is
What you say,
2026
Andrew?
or 2027.
Dylan Raiola, is that his name?
Yeah,
Yeah.
2027.
He got one more year.
Projected
Yeah, he got another
2027.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got
Yeah, he
another
won't be
year.
out to 2027.
Who you talking about?
Nebraska quarterback.
Oh, Dylan Raiola, yeah, he got another year. Yeah.
He
But
won't
I
be in the
mean,
26 draft.
no, he won't be in this one. But I mean, it's still got a bunch of prototypical NFL quarterbacks in college this year.
Yeah, you better go get
And
that boy
somebody
from
gonna
South
come out of
Carolina.
nowhere, but they're gonna have to draft somebody, man.
You better get what's it, Sellers?
No, fuck
Sellers
no. Hell
is a
no.
good option,
Fuck.
but
No, the hell he
Sellers
ain't. What I just tell y'all about these running backs and quarterbacks?
let me finish, brother. Let me finish. Sellers held South Carolina back last year, brother. If South Carolina had a
Yeah.
drop back pocket quarterback, they'd have
Quarterback,
won.
South Carolina been
They'd have
good.
won.
Yes.
They'd have won. They'd have won
Yes.
that. They'd have won the
Right.
SEC last year.
Yeah,
Sellers
man.
was
No, I don't
holding
want
them
no.
back, brother.
You
I don't
agree
want no
with that,
sellers
Goat?
at quarterback. No,
Sellers
hell
was
no.
holding
Goat
South
don't agree
Carolina
with that.
back.
You know, Goat like them running backs and quarterback. Hell no, Goat. I know Goat don't agree with that.
I take Drew Allard. I take Drew
Yeah,
Allard.
Drew Allard is
Oh, okay,
prototypical,
yeah.
man.
I take Drew. I
Even
take Drew.
Nussmeier's a good quarterback.
No, I don't know about Nussmeyer. I book still out on him. I ain't sold on him.
He's a pro
I don't
quarterback,
know.
man.
He is, but I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, if
He's surrounded.
like I said, if he throw for like 4,500 yards next year, then I mean, you gonna have to take him. But
Yeah.
But I like Drew Allard because of the size. They hated on him because he wasn't
Because
flashy. He was
right.
an adequate quarterback.
Well, give me a Penn State receiver then, Leo.
There are none
Yeah. Penn
outside
State
of
had no.
the tight end.
That's what I'm saying.
They had no
He made
receiver.
Outside
do
of the
with what
tight
the
end.
fuck he had.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's like, yeah, and once I'm like, what they talking about? Drew
I don't
Allard not
know.
a good quarterback. It's like they went to the tournament. They had one fucking play on offense.
Well, people say that defense took them, even though they had that all-world defense. They said that's the shit that got them there.
Not that
Yeah,
all world
they
defense
had.
that let not that all
Drew
world defense that
Allard.
let fucking Notre Dame beat them with a running back quarterback.
Yeah.
Drew
You're right about
Allard. Drew
that.
Dame,
You're
Allard.
right.
Riley Leonard.
You're
He
right.
made throws. He ran the ball when he needed to, or whatever.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
didn't have no receiver.
They ain't had no wide
They did.
receivers
Yeah, they ain't
outside
had
of
no
a
weapons.
man. That's it.
Other Tyler Warren, other than Tyler Warren, they didn't have no. They didn't have no talent on that offense. I don't know.
Hey,
I don't know what the fuck.
Go. Could you remind me who was the quarterback at Notre Dame last year? I don't know.
Running back quarterback.
Mr. Riley Leonard. Mr. Riley
Yeah.
Leonard.
And what happened to him?
Well, he got drafted, but he
He
didn't
got
get.
drafted though.
I
Yeah,
said
Ryan
he
Leonard got
got
drafted.
drafted. Riley
Where he
Leonard's a
went to
good
school?
quarterback, man.
Nah,
I ain't say
Kendall,
that.
stop it,
I ain't
Kendall. He
say
ain't
that.
good. Kendall, he alright.
Riley Leonard's a
Nah,
good
right.
quarterback, man.
Oh no, he
No.
ain't, Kendall.
Riley Leonard will never be shit in the NFL. Go. Never
Not at
be a
all,
damn
Kendall.
thing in the NFL.
Riley's
Not at all.
solid, man.
No.
Nah,
Y'all looking at my eyes and I'm saying, damn man, let's pick the dude up in the 4th or 5th round. You know what I'm saying? Because I
To do
think
what?
he got pretty shit.
He won't.
I mean, he
He
probably
won't
would
beat
have beat
out
out Bryce
Bryce.
Young. Riley
No.
Leonard would have beat out
Yes, he
Bryce Young.
would. Yes, he
No, he
would.
wouldn't. No, he
Yes,
wouldn't.
he would.
No, man. He don't throw the ball better than Bryce. Y'all can say what you want to say about Bryce, but Bryce
Nah.
can
I
throw the
know. I'm just
ball.
talking about on the ability to run. Also, that's what I'm saying.
He can
Yes,
run,
he
but he
would.
can't throw the
He beat
ball better
Bryce.
than Bryce. He can't.
He
He
can't. He
beat
can't
Bryce,
throw the ball better.
and he
No.
better
He cannot.
and he better
He
than
can't.
Jay Plummer.
He can't. He can't throw the ball better than I know y'all don't like
I
Bryce, and I
disagree
ain't no
with you on
Bryce
that,
fan either.
Kendall. I don't think he
But
can throw the
yeah,
ball better than
but
Jack
right, he
Plummer.
cannot throw the ball better than Bryce.
Yeah, he's not
It
better
is
than
what
Jack
it is.
Plummer. I can tell you that right now.
I
It
disagree
is
with you on
what it
that,
Throw the
is.
Kendall.
ball like Jack Plummer. Okay, Jack Plummer can downright throw the ball.
Jack Plummer need to be out there thumping. He need to be out there playing, man.
You guys will see in the preseason. He's not going to beat Bryce out. I'm not saying that, but he's got an arm. I'm telling you, big arm. And
They better watch out for the
6'5".
Saints. They talking about the Saints ain't shit, but my man playing pretty good. I've been watching they little training
Spencer
shit, man.
Allen.
No,
They
the
say
other
Spencer
dude.
Allen. No, they talking like Spencer Allen might take his goddamn job. What I've been hearing the last few days, saying Spencer Allen look like He might be the number one quarterback in New Orleans.
Oh well, I've been watching too. Well, even if he improves, Spencer Rattler ain't trash. I mean,
Yeah. They say Spencer Rattler, goddamn it, like he trying to take the bull by the horns. They say he looked like the best quarterback right
I'll
now.
tell you who I've
That's
been
what I've been
reading
hearing.
about, Leo.
Oh, who's
Who's
that?
doing really good in camp that I've been reading about is, and he's not going to start, but Will Howard with the Steelers. I've
Oh
heard.
yeah. Will Howard is
Yeah,
playing really
yeah,
good
yeah.
in
They
training
said
camp. Yeah,
they talking about like next year. They said Will Howard gonna be the man.
yeah, because they
They
getting
say
mad at
Quinn
Aaron
Ewers
Rodgers. I
too.
saw something. They said they got mad at Aaron Rodgers.
I heard Quinn Ewers balling in Miami.
Is he?
I
No,
believe
you
it.
shut your
Yeah,
black
I
ass
believe
mouth.
it.
Cause when I mentioned Quinn
I
Ewers, the
heard,
motherfucker, they argue me down.
who?
Nope, don't
Not
you
me.
dare.
Not me.
Don't you dare mention fucking Quinn Ewers in this motherfucker. You were one of the
But
main
they,
niggas that didn't want Quinn
I
Ewers.
will. I wasn't talking down on him. I didn't want him, but I wasn't talking down on him. I didn't want him. No, I
Well,
didn't
his
want him.
ass balling now. I told you, motherfucker.
But they say he look good. I seen some highlights. They say he fucking throwing the hell out of that goddamn ball in Miami. Well, like I said, I seen highlights, and they talking real good about Quinn Ewers. Fuck around and Tua get knocked out this year. You want to, you might not get that job back.
Maybe not get back in. Yeah,
Yeah.
he won't get back in.
Yeah, it's just so ridiculous how they didn't bring in any. Well, know what it is? Know what? I think like Andrew said, they got a plan. They didn't bring in competition for them because they already know next year, after next year,
Well,
they're gonna have to bring somebody in.
I said last year, Leo, there's a reason they kept Plummer on that practice squad all year. He's the only quarterback on this team that Canales picked himself. Okay,
Yeah.
so they brought him in because if Bryce doesn't pan out, they'll have somebody that knows the system when he has to go in there, and then they'll draft a quarterback next year. Okay.
Yeah, they
I'm not
got a
saying
plan.
Yeah, and they of course Andy's on his last year. I think even if they put Andy out there, he's gonna get
Yeah,
beat.
nah. Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, he might have some splash plays, but Andy Dalton, he's trying to get on out of here, man.
I mean, Andy Dalton's best years were far behind him, but who knows? Bryce could surprise us all. He may just come out and ball out. I hope he does. I'd love to see this team win the division.
Yeah, we're gonna see. I mean, we're gonna see.
Play, Leo, they can do it. It depends
Yeah,
on the
they could. That's what I'm saying. They got halfway decent quarterback play. I
Nigga,
mean, the defense wasn't good, but the offense didn't help them out none.
Who you talking about? Andrew can win the division.
I think that if we get good quarterback play, if Carolina gets good quarterback play, I think they got a shot at winning the division because I think we've improved ourselves that much on the defense and with our look. No one's questioning our offensive line. No one's questioning our running backs. The question is the quarterback. Now our defense, we went out and got some good players. We drafted some good players. They're probably not going to be ready to step up to move up like to the top 10. But I know we're not. I know we're good enough to compete. This division, Tampa's probably going to, if they have a good year, they'll win 11 games. Okay. I think that if we get the quarterback play out of Bryce Young that we drafted him as a number 1 overall pick, I don't think that I think we could be right in there.
So Andrew, I sat back and I let you get the full scope of that shit out just now because I wanted to hit. Now, on what planet on God's green earth, Bryce is telling you who the fuck he is the first 2 years.
Yeah.
You could put the goddamn Justice League around this nigga. And it wouldn't fucking matter.
It wouldn't matter.
But yeah, and you missed I guess you missed my point.
No. I heard your point.
I
heard
said
you loud and clear.
Yeah, I said if he can play like the number 1 pick we got when we expected him to be, then we'd have a chance. But I told you, I never even before the draft, I kept telling everybody, and he's not going to make it in the NFL. Guys his size, quarterback don't do it. Okay, go back and look at the history of the league. There's only been one. His name is Russell Wilson, and didn't he have a pretty good defense?
Andrew, reel it back in, brother. Reel it back in. You said we potentially, if Bryce plays like the number one prospect that we drafted him to be.
Yes.
Now, I'm gonna stop you right damn there. He has not done that. So more than not, you cannot expect any of that shit right there. So take him for what he is right now, which is a below average quarterback that was struggling to be a starter. That because once again, when you get benched,
yes, sir,
and you put mediocre numbers out there, you are struggling to be a starter in the league. That's what he has been.
Yeah.
Now you put shit around him last year, and you was hoping to win games and be competitive in shootouts. You wasn't even able to do that. This year, you put the Justice League around this motherfucker, and be mindful. I'm hearing
got
that the
Optimus
offense
Prime
can
them out
barely
there.
move. Like at FanFest, I hear the running backs couldn't run the goddamn ball. Which, if the running game ain't there, you're in trouble because his arm is not going to deliver.
Yeah, it's no doubt about it.
You're in
I'm
trouble.
telling you, Q. Don't get me wrong. I don't. I've said if you remember when we started talking a few minutes ago, I said he's just not the guy. I don't believe he'll make it in the NFL. I said that.
He'll never be the guy.
What I'm saying is we've improved our team. We've really made this a pretty solid team with the tools around him. If he can play competitively, I think we can challenge only because I don't think Atlanta's going to be that much better. And I think Tampa Bay is probably going to be the best team in the division. But I honestly think that we've made ourselves much better. And it's going to take a Bryce Young that everybody was talking about, the number one overall pick, to come out. And I'm talking about someone with about a 65, 67% completion rate, throw for 3,700 yards,
Andrew.
20,
Not happening.
35 touchdowns.
He's
Yes,
never
sir.
done it in his Alabama
let-
career, and he's not doing it right now in the NFL.
Let me ask you guys this right here. With all these receivers, tight ends, and everything, how many times are you asking him to throw that ball per game?
20
I
times
need
at
to
the
see
most.
25 to 30. I need to throw it 25 to 30.
Nah, he can't. He can't sustain that because he got to drop back that many times.
There you go, Leo. There you
He
go.
can't do it, brother.
Go, where you
There
at?
you go.
Go, where you at? Go.
I know. I'm saying what I need him. That's what I need him to do. I don't know if he can do it or not. You're right. He probably can't do it, but I need him to do it.
Can you hear me?
Come here, go. Come here.
Yeah.
If defenses, now these are NFL defenses, if they scheme and say the best bet that we got is taking away the run game. If we take away Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdle and eliminate them, we force Bryce Young to use his arm. That's probably going to be every single defensive coordinator's job this season, and we're going to see what he got. Now, be mindful, if you're going up against a team that got dominant edge rushers in the league and you get that boy rattled, it's going to fold right in front of our very own eyes. This shit is going to fold.
I can have my team to have that boy drop back 20 to 30 times, I got y'all ass. I got your ass.
Yes, sir.
I got you. I got you.
Your best bet. Now, let me tell you something, Go. If he start off the season and he looks terrible the first 3 games, your best bet is for that to happen. You bench him and let Andy Dalton come out here and save the goddamn season. And that shit that Andrew talking about with the division, you have a chance at it then with Andy Dalton because he's a veteran. He understands, how to utilize these weapons, and with all this around him, he can help usher in a new era that you can go in the draft and get another goddamn quarterback in the door.
Well, if we do that, Q, we pimping backwards. We pimping backwards, my brother.
Yeah, man. Well,
But sometimes you just got to eat that, though, brother.
You got to eat it, bro. I mean, because the young boy don't got it in him.
It ain't in him, brother.
You can try all day. Just like, say, this new era of kids. When you look and you say, hey, you want these kids to have that work ethic. You want them to show up to work and be, responsibility, teaching them boys responsibility. You look around, they're sitting on the damn couch playing a video game and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't want to work. They work a job a couple days and quit. You can't put it in the motherfucker if it's not in them. You get what I'm saying?
The only solution is put their ass out.
There you go. That boy ain't got that hunger to get better. He don't
Well, there
got
is
the
no better
drive
Q. He
to
is
be
what he
better.
is.
He is what he is.
He is what he is. If you
Hey,
expecting different from that, then that's fantasy world.
well, Leo, the thing
I'm gonna
is
give.
niggas
I'm
will
gonna
tell
give.
me
I'm
he'll
gonna
be
give.
better. Go ahead, D'Angelo.
Y'all know what? No, I'm just gonna say I'm gonna give him one game. I mean, you know what I'm saying, just for the simple fact of the intestinal fortitude I seen him come back with last year. Because I told you, I thought the nigga was dead. I thought it was DOA. I thought once he got benched, I didn't think I would ever see him again. But he some kind of way he showed some resilience. I ain't gonna take that away from him, man. Little dude showed some resilience. So by that, I'm gonna give him the first game. If I see that shit I seen at the beginning of last year, I don't want to hit no more. I don't want to see no more. But I'm gonna give him one game, and if he go ahead.
If they scheme this motherfucker to limit Chuba Hubbard and Dowdle to less than 100 yards on the ground, and then they say, you look around, you got 40 something attempts from Bryce Young, or 35, 40 attempts from this
Oh
nigga.
no, sir, bro.
A
No,
lot
sir.
of it gonna
No,
be
sir.
dinking and dunking, and they're gonna gonna see you basically gonna be hoping Thielen and Jimmy Horn save you coming across the middle with motion. But any defensive coordinator can make adjustments to stop that shit. My point is these niggas get paid too to be defensive coordinators. The simple as I'm
That's
saying
true.
it, these niggas done thought about it. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
They watched that Atlanta game, and you best believe they're not gonna let that little motherfucker
Yeah,
run
but
around.
you know how bad he's been, Q. He's been so bad in those 2 years that you go back and look at his stats, and he hasn't even cracked 3,000 yards when most of the yards he's getting in chunks is garbage time yards. Okay.
Thank you.
So
Thank
if you
you.
go back and look at his yards completed in the first half of the games versus the third and fourth quarter. Okay. So
That's true. That's
how
true.
bad
You right about that. You're right about that, Andrew.
Yeah.
Most of the yards came in garbage time. I mean, other than that Atlanta game and what other game? The Atlanta game and it was another game too. It's 2 games. Rest of the games shit came in
it's
garbage
hard to
time.
let go. You know, I've been a Cleveland Browns fan. You guys know that for 50 years. It's hard to let go of a player when you have your hopes up so high. And you know how long I wanted Brady Quinn to be the guy for the Browns. I mean, every year I kept telling my son, this is gonna be the year. This is gonna be the year with Brady. You know, some guys they just don't work out. You know, and I've seen it. And I saw it with out here. A lot of my buddies are Raider fans when they were in Oakland and LA and stuff. And Jamarcus Russell, we saw it. I kept waiting for him to break loose. It happens, and I can tell you, following the Browns all those years, I can name a slew of them that thought.
Yeah.
Remember Deshaun
You
Kaiser?
done seen a
Deshaun
lot of
Kaiser?
quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Deshaun
Kaiser.
Kaiser.
Yeah, Kaiser. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or
Tim
or it's gonna be
Couch. Tim Couch.
yeah, Tim
Shit.
Couch. Yeah, or it's gonna be the kid they got or not. He wasn't a kid when they drafted him.
Brandon Weed.
Brandon Weed out of Oklahoma State. Yeah. I mean, this is a guy, and this is what the Panthers are going through. The Panthers are still a young team. Okay. They're probably the youngest team in the league right now. Okay. They're a young team. They've been to 2 Super Bowls. How do you think a Browns fan feels? Never been to one. Okay. Unless you go back to the old NFC championships or the old AFC the championships in the old NFL. They got 6 of them, but since the Super Bowl era come along, they've never even been in a Super Bowl. But the point I'm trying to make is we can't go beyond. Dave Canales wants to keep his job. They go 0-2, 0-3 out the gate, and he sticks with Bryce. He's gone next year. I guarantee it. They're going to have to pull the plug on this guy if we start out 0-2 or 0-3, or it's going to be a long year, you guys.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I'll tell you like this right here. It's that part of the night where it's just one of them things where once reality kicks into you, you understand, like, literally you can see this shit for what it actually is until they show me otherwise. Like I said, everybody keeps telling me every year it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different.
Hey, Q, You read that right down there. It says, "I'm no Bryce fan, but all you blanks hate Bryce." You know what I say about that? I don't hate Bryce. I hate shoddy football, and that's all I've seen from our quarterback for 2 years.
There you go.
Shoddy ass football.
This
Not
ain't
worthy of an NFL uniform. That's what I've seen.
right. This
Okay?
business. This ain't personal. This ain't got
It's
shit to
not
do with.
personal.
No, this ain't personal at all. You know how
It
much
ain't
I pay when I go to a
business.
game. When I go to a game, I usually buy tickets down on the field. You think I want to pay $400 or $500 to go watch that kind of brand of football?
Thank you,
Hey,
Andrew.
Andrew,
Thank you.
$600 in Carolina, the fifth
Yeah.
highest game day experience in the league.
Exactly.
600
Yeah.
in Carolina.
Pay big
To sit
money
down
to
there.
watch shit on the field. You know, nobody wants to go. Think about it. It's been 7 years since I had a fucking playoff berth. And every year, niggas keep telling me it's getting better. It's going to be better, Q. We going for the division. We're going to win 12 games. How the fuck we going to do that?
Yeah.
Right? Make sense of this shit. Y'all negative. We haven't won in 7 years, but I'm negative. Take a look. Just look around.
You know, it's not negative. My question is, give me something to love Bryce about. You think I'm a hater? Tell me something to make me love the guy as a player. Tell me something. And don't tell me about the Eagles game, because the Eagles game and Kansas City game, I think there was an L behind both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Lost
So
the damn
I don't
game,
want to
but
hear
they
about.
happened.
Well, last year it was the Green Bay game. Now this year we're hearing about the game with the Eagles and KC. Problem is they got losses behind them. Okay, you need a quarterback that's going to lead you to the winning circle. Okay, you know, back in the horse racing days, they call those also rans. You know, you got horses that win, and you got also ones that just run, and that's what we got. An also ran for a quarterback.
You want me to shut up about Bryce, start winning games, and then put up production from the quarterback spot. I'll shut up
And
all the way about it.
And every time those games have asterisks by them, because the Green Bay game, Green Bay started a bunch of rookies in the secondary. Bryce Young had his biggest throwing output that game. The two Atlanta, no defense. The Giants, no quarterback. I mean, we can go on and on. James Conner gets hurt, and the running game went to shit. Arizona, but people don't want to hear that. I'm negative. I'm not giving them no credit, but it's reasons why they got W's behind them games. Like Andrew said, the other ones got L's behind them, and that one's got W's.
Well, and not only that, in 2 years, until he beat the quarterback from Atlanta in the last game of the year last year, he hadn't beaten a rookie quarterback in 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay, last year when he beat Michael Penix, that was his first rookie quarterback he'd ever beaten. Okay, so I don't know what these guys expect for us all to hang on to and think this is the guy. I guess maybe next year we can say, well, he had rookie receivers, so that's why he wasn't good this year. So I guess that'll be the mantra next year.
They're gonna bury somebody, Andrew. Somebody, either they're gonna bury a Jerry Evero, they're gonna say, well, the defense wasn't shit this year, or they're gonna say, goddamn, Brad Isaac wasn't calling the right plays. They're gonna get rid of that motherfucker, or they're gonna say the goddamn receivers was too inexperienced, and you should have kept Hunter Renfrow if they cut him. They're gonna come up with some fucking excuse. Just watch.
Oh, I know. I heard it last year when I sat here and I watched all the. You guys know I watch more than one talk show with the Panthers, and everyone you hear the same thing: is he's developing. So what are we planting a fucking plant or a flower, waiting for it to bloom?
This the thing, Andrew.
You come into the league and you make it or you don't. Okay, you don't develop.
They loved Xavier Legette last year. Then you draft him because, like I say, Bryce Young daddy was the one who put it out there. That's who fits the best with my son. You bring him in here, he started dropping fucking balls. He dropped 7 balls. He dropped 7 balls on the season, and you'd have thought that son of a bitch drop 100 balls the way they treat him around here.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So this fan base will flip on anybody. They flipped on Xavier Leggett. They was ready to get rid of him after 1 year.
Yeah.
Shit. They had the boy looking at his hands. He was just
decisions.
looking.
You know, bad teams typically make bad decisions. Okay, we're getting better, but bad teams make bad decisions. Okay, but I like the trend we're doing right now. I really do. I think we're making the right decisions. Our draft was a good draft. I don't care what anybody says. Dan Morgan, he knew where the weaknesses were and he addressed them. Now, if these guys pan out, that story hasn't been told yet. But he addressed the weaknesses on the defense and he improved our running game. And the tight end has been the thing for me, you guys. You can't win in this league without a real good tight end. And Tommy Tremble is just not. He's got 23 catches in 2 years. Okay, I mean that's 3 games for Travis Kelce. All right, 23 catches.
Tommy Tremble, you ain't gonna hear much of Tommy Tremble this year. I don't think, Andrew. It's gonna be Mitchell Evans and JT Sanders.
Yeah,
I don't think we're gonna hear a lot of Tommy Tremble.
Yeah, I think they're gonna give Tommy his walking papers. I do. I think they're gonna. Well, I don't know if.
Hey,
they ain't gonna give him his walking papers, but
y'all said that. But see, they extended Tommy too. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're not gonna give him his. They're not gonna give him his walking papers, but I think he's gonna be third on the depth chart.
Well, yeah. They got to have 3 tight ends, but they'll keep him. But he's not gonna. I think that. Listen, this guy is a good blocker. That's
where he'll make his money.
Yeah.
Like Ian Thomas did. He better become a hell of a blocker on that left-hand side.
Yeah, he'll be fine. And JT Sanders is still very highly talented tight end. Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna be the pass catching tight end. He's gonna be the pass catching tight end.
So I think our tight end.
I think Mitchell Evans. I think Mitchell Evans gonna beat out both of them.
No, hell no. He ain't gonna beat out JT. Not when it come to being the receiving tight end. Go. Have you been watching JT?
Yeah. I've been watching JT, but Mitchell Evans is a total package.
No, but Mitchell Evans can't stretch. Mitchell Evans is slow though. He's slow. He can play, but he's still not.
At 6'5" or 6'6", whatever the hell he is, all you got to do is catch that 5-yard popper.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. He can do that, but he can't stretch the field like JT can. I'm just saying. I'm not saying Mitchell Evans ain't gonna play because he's definitely gonna play. But I'm just saying JT is gonna be the receiving tight end, and Mitchell Evans will be more of that blocking tight end. I mean, he'll catch the passes too, but he's gonna be more of the blocking tight end.
Well, we damn sure see.
Yeah, we'll see. We gonna see.
We damn sure gonna see.
Shout out to Flame for Jesus for that super chat. He said, I hope JT Sanders is the answer at tight end. No more excuses. Top 10 offense or Bryce, get the hell out of here. I put the hell out of here on that one. Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm gonna put it like this right here. Like JT Sanders to me has all the talent in the world. You saw him with Quinn Ewers have 700 yards, 7 touchdowns in college. Since coming here, now niggas told me Quinn Ewers wasn't shit, but everybody up under him, Xavier Worthy, JT Sanders, everybody you see was flourishing with him as a quarterback. You get to the league, these boys separate. It's not looking good. That's all I'm saying. But you know that JT Sanders has talent because he had the most yards from a tight end position here since Greg Olsen in one season as a rookie. So that tells you he has supreme talent. He got 300 yards when these 2 little bums, Ian Thomas, and then Tommy Tremble, they haven't gotten shit the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Hey, I got to step away for a second, Q. I got to step away
Here's
for a
something
second.
to think about.
I'm about to end it in a minute.
This may surprise you.
Okay.
Mitchell Evans ran a 4.74 in the combine, and Sanders ran a 4.69. So they're pretty close.
You're right. You're right, Andrew. But I don't know. Mitchell Evans don't look fast to me. JT look a little
He's
quicker
faster.
than
Yeah, he's faster. But what Goat's saying is this guy, his girth and his being as tall as he is a plus for a tight end. Okay,
Yeah,
that
no, but
makes a
I'm not.
difference.
Yeah,
So-
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not knocking Mitchell Evans. I'm just saying, from what I'm just going off of what I'm hearing. They say JT is
I agree with you. I think Sanders is number 1 on the depth chart, and I think Mitchell Evans is number 2. But we're really not losing that much when he's out there because he's not slow. He's big.
4.7 got 4.7 slow. 4.75 is slow to me, Andrew. I look at that as a little slow. It ain't.
Tight end.
You got tight ends. You got tight ends, Andrew. Now running 4.3s, 4.4s. 4.7 slow. You got tight end running like receivers, Andrew. 4.7 is slow for a tight end. 4.6. I mean, 4.6 ain't fast. You know what I'm saying? But you got tight ends running 4.4s, 4.5s now.
But see, but I disagree. David Njoku ran a 4.64 at the combine. Okay, David Njoku is one of the best tight ends in the league.
He is. I agree. But then you got tight ends like Isaiah Likely. You got who else you got running? You got a lot of tight ends running 4.5s. I got to sit down and think about it. I can't call them off the bat right now. But your boy, that ain't no good example because he ain't really doing that. But Noah Fant, he ran a 4.5. But a lot of I'm just saying a lot of boys running 4.5. You know what I'm saying? Noah Fant just can't stay up. He ain't a bad tight end.
Right.
I can go. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But
I hear it.
Yeah. I mean, but still, even with that speed, you need somebody that can get in and out them cuts and then, be able to produce. And that's the
you
best
don't,
thing.
Yeah, right. Because you don't have to be fast to be a tight end. Let me not say you got to be fast because, goddamn it, Travis Kelce slow as dog shit, but he good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not, you don't have to be fast. Let me not make it like you got to be fast to be a tight end because you don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I think JT, even though they're 40 times, ain't much different. JT to me looks like he looked like he moves a little more fluid on the field than Mitchell Evans.
Yes, indeed. My man right here got a point. He said Witten ran a 5.3. It's about
right. Yeah. Witt was slow as dog shit too. He was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's about that quickness on the field, not per se what you run for the 40. It's about being able to get open, man.
It is.
Yes, Lord. But anyway, this is one of the ones we appreciate each and every one of you guys tonight. We can start getting last words. Andrew, talk to me.
Well, I'm just getting excited. What we play Friday, right?
Thursday.
And it's going to be interesting to see.
We play Thursday?
I think
is
so.
It Thursday?
I thought it was Friday, but okay. I thought it was Friday.
Let me look at the schedule. I thought it was a Thursday night game.
I think it's Friday.
Schedule right here. August the 8th. When is August the 8th?
That's a Friday.
That's Friday.
Okay,
that's Friday.
Yeah. That's a Friday night.
7 p.m. August the 8th.
That's a Friday night. Yeah.
Damn it, man. I'll be at work. Shit.
Oh, you can record it. But yeah. I'm excited for the season. I'm like you though, Q. I mean, I agree with what you're telling me. I'm excited that we get to see some of our good young players, but I kind of have a feeling the way it's going to go, only because I don't have that much faith in the quarterback. I don't. I want to be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I'll be the first to admit it if I am. But still looking forward to the season. I think we're going to see some good things out of these kids.
Yeah, so shout out to Flame for Jesus with the super chat. He said, who was complaining, driver? He had talent in the wide receiver room last year. Part of your excuse was drops last year. We finished and tied for 16th, which is middle in the league. Not close to the worst in the NFL. I'm going to be honest with you. You had far worse teams that had more drops, and that didn't stop them.
That's true.
One of these times I'll pull up the list of the teams who were worse because it bet not be no damn playoff team that led the league in drops. Because KC, one of them teams that always have drops. So
Damn
I'm just
right,
saying,
KC had more drops than we did.
For some reason, Q, I think I looked that up already, and I think you may be right. I think there was a playoff team that led the league in drops.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, he always got that argument talking about fucking drops and shit, but you got teams that's in the goddamn off season hitting their head because they got that guy at QB. No matter how many drops they have, they come right back and get to that motherfucker. So I don't want to hear that excuse shit, man. I don't.
Yeah, because the year last year when Kansas City won the Super Bowl,
They won the Super Bowl, leading the league in drops. Ain't that some shit? But this kind of tell you
that tells me that Patrick Mahomes wasn't any good because the receiver.
Yeah. No, that tells me no matter who the fuck at receiver, that nigga say, okay, y'all can drop this bitch all day. I'm still delivering that
gonna
damn
get the
ball.
job done.
Yeah.
You got damn right.
Oh, yeah, I'm right. I'm gonna get the job done.
So yeah, I don't get it. But anyway, D'Angelo, give me your last words.
Yeah, man. I want to say something, man. I want to call this Panthers fan out, man. I talk shit about him all the time. You know what I'm saying? And I called him out last time I was on the damn show. And he came and found me on goddamn Instagram. And that's that goddamn G baby. So I want to say, goddamn, I got a respect for G baby. I got a newfound respect for G baby. I told him that. But goddamn it, I still don't agree with a goddamn thing he say. But he wanted me Q. He said, "Can you please unblock him?" I said, "I'm gonna tell Q to unblock you." I said, "I had this conversation before, and you said you didn't block him, so he want to be unblocked." You know what I'm saying? I told him I was gonna get him unblocked. So I want to get so he got to run. I told him he'd be running. I don't want him run. I want him right here.
Well, just make sure you tell him, watch his mouth when he come up here, because he got a little ignorant mouth now. You know what I'm saying? He cool people.
He ain't gonna have that mouth up here. He ain't gonna have that mouth. I don't think he gonna have that mouth up here.
Oh, okay. All right then. Yeah.
I tell him. Yeah.
I'll make sure, baby, you will be freely able to bring your ass up here and say whatever it is. Give me 1 minute. I'll make sure I do it right now on the show.
G baby, if you listening, I don't know if he listening. God damn it, but you hear that right now, G baby. God damn it, I don't know if you listen. Obviously, you was listening to the last show because you came and found my ass. So I know you probably listen.
Go ahead and let me make sure brother G baby will be able to get his ass in here. I gotta find the shit, but yeah, I'll make sure that you'll be able to bring your tail right up here. Here we go. Filter G baby. All right, you are now free to move about the country as you see fit. You
hear that goddamn G baby? You watch your goddamn mouth when you come in here. You don't want to hear that bullshit.
Oh, you'll go right back to where the fuck you been. Yes, sir. Watch your goddamn mouth. You will respect the platform when you come up here. So that's all. That's all I ask. I don't ask for shit else. I don't say nothing to you. But anyway, Ghost, you there? Or are you still away? Yeah, he's still away. But that's one of the ones I'll go ahead and do my we appreciate each and every one of you guys. Like I realize I see driver comments in the chat. He's a troll. I just realized he's just a troll, man. So it ain't that I don't take trolls serious. You know, they just be talking. You know what I'm saying? That's just a nigga that be talking. They don't look at the reality of situations. The situation and the reality is you might be 3 games away from us having a goddamn different stance on the season. So that's the reality of shit around here. When they speak about the Panthers, what's the first thing they say? Well, hopefully the quarterback play will be better. He got benched, but you know what? We're hoping for. He was the last 5 games of the season. He was a hot quarterback in the league. Now you go back and look at the numbers. The last 5 games of the season, he had that 1 3-game touchdown. He had 2 games consistently back to back with about 2 touchdowns. Then he had a 1 touchdown game in Philly. Now be mindful, 1 touchdown is not. I don't deem that. I don't deem that being hot. I deem that being mediocre. But they'll take anything. So if against Philly, he had 1 touchdown. Okay. So I guess that's acceptable now. So hey, it is what it is. No, sir, I'm not mad. I could care less. I really don't. Damn, Howard said with a link. How are we going home?
Howie, you a day late and a dollar short, Howie.
Howard said with a link. How are we going home, cuz? We doing last words. But anyway, we appreciate each and every one of y'all, and we about to get up out of here. So yeah, do what this thing right here say: like, comment, subscribe. And once again, no lies were told in this video. If you sat here and you know what the reality of what last season was, you could understand where we're sitting at. Because otherwise, we would be sitting in the playoffs every year. But we aren't. It's a fact. 7 years, no playoffs. So I don't get what these cats be talking about. But trolling. That's gonna probably be the next episode. Trolling. Anyway, y'all have yourselves a good day.